Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Spurs rookie Victor Wembanyama could not go 2 for 2 in postseason awards. Rudy Gobert named as the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, although Wemby did finish second. Tonight, NBA playoffs, game 2 between the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks. New York leads that series 1-0. Tip-off from Madison Square Garden is set for 7 o'clock. It will be televised on TNT.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Here we go.
Day!
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday, Hump Day Wednesday. The Blitz live out at the Big Blind at 281 and at Redland Road. He is Toe Reinagel.
Yes,
I'm
I
Jason
am.
Minix.
Today I am, and I'll answer to that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy, man. It's a great Wednesday. Not only is it Hump Day,
Uh-huh.
we're at the Big Blind.
We are at the Big Blind. It is their official grand opening. Let's see. We've been here for a couple of hours because that's what we do. And we've had a wonderful lunch. The cheeseburgers here, I highly recommend.
Absolutely.
And Reinagel is already down in the blackjack tournaments that they have here at the Big Blind. Me, I currently sit atop the leaderboard.
Well, because you're a coward. That's why.
Okay.
You're a coward.
I'm a coward.
Yeah, you're supposed to be aggressive.
Yes.
I mean, the idea is to get money established.
Is the idea to be out and buy in and out twice?
That's not the idea.
Or
no.
is the idea to play long enough to get your name on the leaderboard? And you're right. Playing in a tournament is a little different than I would play in Vegas. Although I'd be very happy walking away with a $30 buy-in with $600 in Vegas. I'd be very happy with that.
Well, absolutely.
Right? Instead, right now, I'm atop the leaderboard with just $600, which I know won't last because you have to learn how to play blackjack tournament style. It's a little bit different, a little aggressive, almost like that stupid game we were playing. We were
Free
there.
bet.
Free bet.
At Circa, yeah.
Times where you would double or split that you might not normally because you do. I know $600 isn't going to win me this tournament, but at least I am on the leaderboard.
You are on the leaderboard, but there are people playing as we speak down there playing a little blackjack.
Yep.
I tell you what, it's a blast. And those blackjack tables are fantastic. The dealers are friendly.
Well, one of them is.
Well, the guy, what's his name? X. Yeah, he was a little bit. He was a little bit surly.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Yeah,
but
but
as for Olivia, yeah,
Olivia's a little bit better. Although she took somebody's money too.
Well, yeah, yours.
Well, no, it wasn't mine.
Yeah, X took yours.
X did.
Yeah. X.
That guy, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed today.
It was good for
that
me.
Dude.
And again, I did play it a little bit more conservative, but I played my strategy because how you play the blackjack style is you buy in and you get 15 hands.
Right. $1,500
Yep.
for your buy-in, and you got 15 hands to try and make as much money as you can.
Now, at the end of 15 hands, whatever you have left is what goes into the pot. And so my strategy was I was going to be a little bit cautious early because I saw your dumbass out in 3 hands trying to bet big.
Right.
Well, you still had 12 hands you could have played.
You got to throw it out there.
Is it the tortoise or the hare?
Well, just think though, had I won being aggressive, I'd be atop the leaderboard.
You played 3 hands.
I'm just saying.
You are out in 3 hands. You had 15 to play with.
Well,
I mean, the idea is you want to kind of take what I was doing, which was probably a little cautious, although I am atop the leaderboard, and what Joe was doing, who was out before his French fries were ready.
Dude, you're like atop the leadboard. You teed off at 7 o'clock this morning. You shot 1 under.
Yeah,
all right, that ain't gonna hold.
It doesn't matter. I'm atop the leaderboard. And you played twice. You bought in twice, and You didn't play 5 hands of blackjack and you are out.
No, I played a little more than that. I think it was nine hands the first time.
They were kind.
They were kind.
They were kind.
Actually started out pretty good the first time.
Yeah.
And
then what happened?
Had a little money, and then I got a little more aggressive, and that's a problem. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to like split kings and stuff, right? You want to get aggressive, do stuff that you wouldn't normally do.
That worked well for you.
Well, it doesn't work well. Sometimes it does.
That's.
I'll be back, Minix.
Oh, you'll be back.
6:05.
Yes.
I'll be back down there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Ryan. Just so you know, he's kind of like Jamal Murray. Son of a didn't get suspended, but he got fined $100,000.
Big deal. That's like you getting fined $20. I tell you what, that was Adam Silver. You're lame. That man should have been suspended for a game. I knew it wouldn't happen. I said it yesterday. It's not going to happen.
You did.
But he should have been $100,000 for Jamal Murray. That's like buying a $20 hamburger for you and I.
The idea, and I know you said it, hell, Draymond Green said it. Jamal Murray does not have a history of doing stuff like that, and they take that into account, apparently. That is such BS.
Yeah, complete.
Literally, out of frustration, not once but twice, you threw stuff at the floor. You threw a heating pad on the floor. You threw a towel that didn't make the floor. You threw a tantrum like a 10-year-old. And you only get fined $100,000, which, again, is a lot of money. But that is such a small percentage of his salary that what hurts him more, missing a game or $100,000? I mean, he might not even notice $100,000. And I know, it's a major penalty. Sure. What he did, I don't know. Draymond does that. Draymond's suspended for 2 weeks.
There's no doubt.
Because Draymond's been suspended before.
Well, look, and I get it. The problem is Murray is very fortunate that nobody stepped on that thing wrong. Turned an ankle. They could have been out for the rest of the series. Whatever Minnesota player or Denver for that matter. Doesn't matter. But, I mean, that could have caused a serious injury. And the fact that they find this guy $100,000, which is about what he makes per quarter, by the way, is ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. I mean, you got to send a message that kind of juvenile behavior is not going to be tolerated in the NBA. But all they did was slap him on the wrist. He's going to be back in action on Friday, and no big deal.
The idea that nobody was hurt, and that apparently factored in, I think is ridiculous too.
I agree.
But literally that's what they said. Nobody was injured, no harm, no foul. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, it's pick whatever analogy you want where something tragic could have happened, but nothing did. But the offense was still there. I'm just surprised and really disappointed in the NBA. And I don't give a damn about Denver or Minnesota. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just enjoying good basketball, although good basketball has been hard to find and certainly was last night.
For sure.
But again, though, I mean, the idea that you threw something on the floor and you don't get automatically suspended because you're a good guy and you've never done it before and you were just frustrated, I don't get it. No, I really don't get it.
Look, it's those kind of things you got to send a message. I mean, you have to. That kind of behavior is not going to be tolerated. Absolutely not. And again, yeah, you're lucky, extremely lucky that nobody got hurt. Somebody kicked that thing out of the way as soon as they saw it. But at that particular moment, somebody's going up for a rebound or I don't doing anything. They step on that heating pad and an ankle's gone, and that's it for the season for whomever that is. And just stupid juvenile behavior by Jamal Murray. I don't give a damn how frustrated you were. There's no call for that. And yeah, the fine does not live up to the action. And I'm very disappointed in the NBA today.
Although maybe Denver will have a chance with Jamal Murray when that series does resume with the Defensive Player of the Year. And, man, my timeline on all my social channels are filled with the frustration from Spurs fans about Wemby not winning Defensive Player of the Year.
He was robbed.
He was robbed. You're supposed to, I heard on a promo today, you were going to fake disappointment in him not winning.
Yeah, he was robbed. I can't believe it.
It's unbelievable.
It's going to ruin my life.
The NBA just got this so wrong.
It's going to ruin my life. I don't know how I'm going to carry on.
I was going to get a Rookie of the Year T-shirt and a DPOY T-shirt. Now I can't.
Oh, my gosh.
It's brutal.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Get over it. Wemby's not upset by it, for Pete's sake. Let's just go.
I mean, he might be. I mean, individual awards are important to him. I was told I'm supposed to turn in my Spurs fan card because I'm not supporting the Spurs that Wemby didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. And I told the guy, I said, I'm actually paid to give my opinion. I'm not paid to tell you what you want to hear. My opinion, you can agree with it, you can disagree with it, just like I can agree or disagree with your opinion. But that doesn't make me less of a Spurs fan because I'm not outraged that the NBA got it wrong here.
I just think that you should. I mean, it should ruin your entire summer, Jason. I mean, I don't see how it's not just – we should just crawl into a corner and whimper for about 3 weeks. But why we just say how we were robbed. How the NBA hates San Antonio, how they've always robbed San Antonio.
Yes.
I mean, just stop. I mean, honestly, it's just it's ridiculous. Get over it. Just get over it. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. We sit here and pout and cry and whine, and it's ridiculous. I mean, the social media is ridiculous.
You got to turn in your fan card.
If that's what I need to do, according to some,
if everything they're doing isn't award worthy, and you don't agree with that, then apparently you're not a real fan.
Well, it's not only that; you have to agree exactly with how the front office handles things. If you don't do that, you're not a Spurs fan, and you're kidding yourself.
Well, I mean, a lot of us are smarter than the guy with the title on the wall that says general manager.
Well, look,
that goes for the Spurs, the Cowboys, or whatever franchise you want to go with.
Absolutely. Look, it's an opinion.
Awards are a different story.
Everybody has an opinion, and if you don't agree with it, fine, no problem. And that's what bugs me about social media.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with some people, I'm the idiot. I just don't have a clue as to what I'm talking about. And it's called debate.
Yeah.
It's debate. Well, all right. So chill out, everybody. Nothing we can do about it.
That's not who we are. Knock off the boo.
That's right.
Well,
that's right. Tell them, Pop.
We can boo. We can boo the NBA because they got it wrong. And all those voters who watch a lot of basketball that apparently never watched him play, they all got it wrong. All of them, except for the 19 that voted him. They're the only ones that were right.
You realize the same people that didn't vote for him as Defensive Player of the Year were unanimous on Rookie of the Year for Wemby.
Oh, don't bring sense to it.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
those same people were unanimous.
No, it's a whole different set.
Okay,
that's like
saying.
Breakfast and lunch. I mean, they're very different.
Okay.
They're very different.
Yeah. Just saying.
Unless you're having Brenner or brunch.
Yep.
Then it's kind of the same. But in this case, those are different. Again, you can't bring logic to this.
Okay. All right.
I mean, what I've learned over the last 24 hours is there's no logical conversation about why Wemby did not win. He was just flat robbed. And if you're not on board with that, Ryan Eagle, you're an idiot and have no business being a Spurs fan or calling yourself a Spurs fan.
You know
can't
what?
do it. You can't be both.
They're right.
Can't be both.
They're right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all are all right. We're wrong. He was robbed. It's going to ruin my year. Going to ruin me.
At least
I'm done.
I mean, like this weekend, whatever you had planned, you got to cancel it.
I am.
And you've just got to go sit in the corner and watch defensive highlights.
I'm going to whimper all weekend.
All the blocks.
Cry and
all
moan.
the passes deflected. All the numbers.
I know.
And you got to write it on a piece of paper 800 times with your nose in the corner because that's what you get. I don't know. The NBA playoff games last night both kind of sucked, which was a disappointment. Let's talk about it as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps done, man, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom right now, just waiting for your logo. And he's got all the popular name brand hats, Katie caps, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Cap America, Nike. You need caps done, you get in and you see Sam. If you want t-shirts screen printed, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need your logo on a fishing shirt, a golf shirt, a nice dress shirt, a vest, whatever it might be, Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Sammy has all the big name brands. Nobody has better prices. No order too big, certainly no order too small. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Would you prefer this or Taylor Swift whining about her ex-boyfriend? I prefer this.
Taylor Swift's the songbird of our generation, Rob. I don't know. If you're going to badmouth Taylor Swift, we're going to have some real trouble.
Taylor take Lamar down. Taylor would slap, because Taylor's like 6'5", right?
I don't know if she's that tall, but she's taller than Kendrick Lamar.
I'll take her over Lamar 3 rounds.
And all natural ass. You know, I can tell because she ain't got one. So if she had one of those lifts, I'd know about it. Taylor's all natural.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com, Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On this Wemby Wednesday, we're celebrating the grand opening of the Big Blind here at 281 in Redland Road. Come by, see us here. More importantly, see Olivia. She'll get you taken care of. The lunch special, the cheeseburger is incredible.
It is 3 to 7.
3 to 7.
3 to 7. They have
It's
a
$2.20.
special.
By the time you get here, it'll be close to 3.
It will be good, and it's delicious.
Yeah, it's a great cheeseburger.
It is delicious. This whole place is just I love this place, man. It's just a great place to come, and even losing $60 didn't feel so bad.
You say that now. you say that now. Although I didn't lose $60, I'm on the leaderboard in the blackjack tournament. They have the poker tournament. Normally it's a $6K tournament. It's $12K tonight, but still it's the buy-in process of the $6K. So a $60 buy-in, $12,000 on the line. That tournament gets going at 6:15 tonight.
Yep.
So get over here to the Big Blind, 281 in Redland Road. Same shopping center as the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant.
The blackjack tournament's already underway, and it goes until midnight tonight.
Yep.
So you got plenty of time to get over here and get involved in that if you're more of a blackjack player than you are a poker player. But whatever you like doing, you can do it here at the Big Blind. And come see us. We'd like to see you out here.
Last night was an incredible night for playoff hockey. Incredible. You had 2 games that went to overtime. The Rangers-Carolina game went to double overtime. At one point last night, ESPN started to show you the beginning of the Stars game while the overtime game was going on, and everybody lost their mind for about 8 seconds, and then they went, oh, yeah, we can't switch over yet. Put the Stars over on ESPN2. The Stars blow a 3-0 lead, lose in overtime, 4-3 to the Colorado Avalanche. Thrilling hockey last night. Hockey playoffs last night. And hockey playoffs in general this year, far better than what we're seeing in the NBA. Both NBA games last night were yawners.
They were.
Yawners.
They were, but, some of us were still watching.
Well,
and
it was on my second TV.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm not a hockey guy.
I know.
So
I know.
I don't know. Although I did wake up to the controversy, if you want to call it that, with the game that ESPN dumped out of in overtime.
The Rangers game.
Yeah, but they came right back, and apparently no harm, no foul, because nobody scored. Nothing really happened. I think they were gone for like 17 seconds. And
it felt like 20 minutes.
I'm sure it did.
And I was a Stars fan wondering, all right, well, they're going to start that game over on ESPN2. But even wanting to watch the Stars game, you can't turn away from an overtime hockey game that went double overtime. Former San Antonio Rampage player scored the game-winning goal in double overtime for the New York Rangers.
Is that right?
That's right.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, no, it was great. And like I said, I mean, by the time we got home from work yesterday, which about 6:30,
right.
The Boston-Cleveland game was already over. That Cleveland wasn't even really competitive last night. That game never got interesting.
Well, look, and yes, that is actually a fact. But look, Boston was unconscious. They were making everything from the three-point stripe, including our old friend Derek White, who is really turning into a bona fide superstar, this guy. And I really miss that guy. I really do. You send him off to Boston and he becomes a big star. And last night was no exception. I mean, this guy, you talk about the obvious guys in Tatum and Brown, but without a Derek White there, things could be a little different.
You know what makes a guy a superstar?
What's that, Jason?
Winning in playoff time.
Yeah.
And you know what Derek White didn't get to do in San Antonio?
Well, they probably went to the playoffs when he was here, didn't they?
It was so long ago. I don't even remember.
Days.
I mean, again, we've had 5 straight years with no playoffs. But yeah, when you do it on that stage, when you are playing big time basketball in the playoffs, people notice. Hey, Derek White's been a star. He's been not a superstar, but a star, solid NBA player, a go-to guy for a long time. But he's doing it in a city like Boston during the playoffs. This isn't January in a big game. It's May, and he's having big games, big impact. I know you miss Derek White. You got a man crush on your former neighbor, and that's understandable. And if they were able to bring him back, I don't think anybody would be upset if Derek White were to come back with some veteran leadership coming from places that weren't just San Antonio.
And some big-time experience, obviously, because he's been with Boston. They've been deep into the playoffs, this is their third straight year now. So, that would be great. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but it would be nice to have Derek back, that's for sure. And again, it goes – I enjoy that part of it. I'll be honest with you. Watching that, even though it was a blowout, I enjoy that part of it because you see a guy like Derek White having the success that he's having, and he's a good dude. And so I like that he's really contributing, and I mean in a big way for the Boston Celtics. But look, Cleveland, to their defense, if you will, I mean, they were coming off a tough 7-game series with Orlando. They only had 1 day rest in between. Boston had about a week off. And so that doesn't surprise me all that much.
Excuses?
Well, I am.
I am. Where am I going to hear their pros? They're young. They should be in shape. They can't be tired.
Well, I'm just saying.
They don't need rest days. You're anti-load management. I mean, what the hell am I hearing from you, Ryan Eagle?
Yeah, all of that is absolutely true. But I figured that they might stumble out of the gate in that series. We'll see how they do in game 2. Is Boston for real, or can Cleveland pull off an upset and go back to Cleveland 1-1?
I want to bring it up with the morning huddle guys, Rob and AJ, who will join us here in about 30 minutes at the Big Blind. If you were to put money right now on a team to make the NBA Finals, of who's left, are you comfortable putting money on any of these teams? Because you can make an argument for or against everybody. I like Boston. I just don't know if I trust Boston. I don't know. Dallas and Oklahoma City. Do you trust the Dallas Mavericks? They might be the best team left in the West, but they might not get there because of stuff that you see like last night. One, watching Oklahoma City at the beginning of that game last night, they do the T-shirt stuff so well and the atmosphere. Last night, watching what I was seeing in Oklahoma City, unlike what I've seen in some of the other arenas, makes me miss playoff basketball. Like if you look at your Facebook memories, and you got to go back 7, 8, 10, 12, 14 years of when we had big playoff games at the AT&T Center. Then it was called the AT&T Center. And, this time of year, every day you've got some sort of Facebook memory from a big second-round matchup. And in a couple weeks, it'll be Western Conference Finals and NBA Finals. But the atmosphere inside that arena last night in Oklahoma City really made me miss playoff basketball in the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, you can look at Oklahoma City and everything that they've done so far. We mentioned last week when they came back and at the airport, there were hundreds of fans there lined up late at night, same as we used to do here in San Antonio when the Spurs came back. And so there's a lot of similarities to that. But, boy, they're playing well. And SGA is a star. I mean, he's seeing what Brunson's doing. He's seeing what the Ant-Man is doing, and he's saying, hey, don't forget about me here in OKC because I can play as well. And, I'm not sure about Doncic, honestly. Is he banged up? Is he just one of those guys that sometimes just doesn't bring the effort? I'm not sure exactly what to think about him all the time because sometimes he plays out of his mind, and then other times it's just like blah.
I think last night he just didn't shoot the ball well. I mean, I think he got the looks that he wanted. They just didn't drop for him for whatever reason. I think earlier in his career, you could look at him and say, was he out of shape or was he lazy? But I think he has made the adjustments in his offseason life with everything that you hear and read about him to where I don't think that's necessarily the case anymore. He knows what he has to do to be ready for a playoff run. I just think shots weren't dropping, and they certainly didn't drop for Kyrie in the first half. Second half, he picked up his game, but by then it was too little too late. And one of the bigger moves that Kyrie apparently had in the first half was getting a fan a red card.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
Well,
did you know a red card was a thing for fans?
Well, here's what I want to know, because you go back the other day and dude threw a ball at a fan and then said, Patrick Beverley, well, if you would have heard what the fan said to me. And he didn't say what the fan said, but you can assume what the fan said if Patrick Beverley is saying, you know, I've been called a lot of things, but that was crossing the line. And the ushers asked me, do we want him thrown out? Well, do ushers ask a player, hey, do we want this guy kicked out? Do they really give the player that kind of power? Or if an usher or security hears something, sees something that makes you say that guy should be thrown out? Well, what happened in Oklahoma City last night, there is a fan who posted on Twitter. His name is Juan Guerra. 2 minutes in, y'all know me. I'm the most respectful person ever. Kyrie ran his mouth, and I get this, soft. And it's a warning card from the NBA. And according to the Dallas Morning News, who also got some help from the Daily Oklahoman newspaper, I guess that's what they call their paper in Oak City.
Oklahoman.
Yeah, Guerra has attended almost every Thunder game in Oklahoma City, right? So he is a mainstay courtside at Oklahoma City games. But he posted a picture. He got a warning card. It's a red card, like we're in soccer. Although in soccer, if you get a red card, you're automatically out. The yellow card is the warning. But it says, the card reads, and he put it on Twitter, you're being issued a warning that the comments, gestures, and or behaviors you have directed at players, coaches, game officials, arena staff, and or spectators are in violation of the NBA fan code of conduct. This is the first and only warning you will receive. If after receiving this warning, you continue to violate the NBA fan code of conduct, you will be immediately ejected from the arena without refund.
See, but look, I don't want fans saying stuff to players. I don't, especially if it's racial or if it's derogatory. There's no place for that.
Sure.
But if that's going to happen, if you're just going to ask the player, do you want this? See, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. What I would do is, if you're going to do that, then you got to have a mini trial right there. All the people that are sitting around that fan, I want to know what they heard. Did they hear the same thing? Because, look, if Kyrie heard something derogatory, I would imagine the fans sitting around this guy heard the same thing. And if that's the case, then, yeah, then you throw him out. But just to ask a player, because it's like Russell Westbrook, for example. How many people has he gotten thrown out just because he said so?
So to the players, is there a hand signal to the usher? Red card, that guy.
Yeah.
Right. But if this is the case and they do this, is Pat Beverley full of crap? Would the ushers come to Pat Beverley and say, do you want him thrown out? Or does the usher just hand the fan a red card? I mean, a player, if they hear something that they find offensive, you're talking about your mother, your wife, your girlfriend, your kids, anything racial, any of that, does a player have the ability to, hey, that guy over there in the Magellan fishing shirt, give him a red card? You get a warning. I could see players having that, but for an usher to ask a player, hey, do you want that guy kicked out? Don't put that on the players.
Well, it shouldn't be on the players.
But that's what Pat Beverley is trying to say is one of the reasons why he threw that basketball at a fan.
Again, there are people, when you sit at an arena, and everybody's been to one, I mean, it's not like you've got 10 feet of space between you and the fan on the other side.
True.
There are people all around you. And if you say something derogatory, something that's out of line, somebody else heard it. And so, no, I don't think the player should have that much power to do that. And even a red card. I mean, if the guy, he's claiming he didn't say anything. So, I mean, it takes two, doesn't it? Why do you give – I mean, the fan paid big money to be where he was.
Yes.
Doesn't give you the right to say derogatory things. However, it doesn't give some player, because he thinks he heard something, the power to just toss you out of the game.
And again, there is heckling. There is cheering for your team and heckling the opponent.
Absolutely.
Trying to get under their skin. He's saying Kyrie is soft. Did he cross a line? But he got a red card. He put it on Twitter. And heckling is a part of it. And, you spend that kind of money, you're not sitting there. You're not at a library. And those fans were loud. They were all wearing their T-shirts as described. But Kyrie is one of those sensitive players. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. There are players out there that you feel like you can get under their skin. And he apparently did early because Kyrie seemed off his game very early. He picked it up in the second half, but first half, Kyrie wasn't very good. So you kind of wonder, did this guy, he got a red card, but did he throw Kyrie off his game early?
Well, that's a good question. And I'm looking at Claymore on our YouTube page here, and Claymore, I don't understand. He's basically saying fans don't have right to act like jerks, and I absolutely agree with you. Although they are fans, and they should be able to say what they want to a level. No racial slurs, no, your mama's this or whatever. I mean,
don't talk about your girlfriend, your wife, or your girlfriend and wife, or wife,
there are
whatever
things
you
across
have.
the line, but if I want to say, hey, Kyrie, you're playing like crap, ha, 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 I can do that. Why can't I do that? And it's kind of like the other day, and we've got it, when the fans are booing number 2.
Yeah.
And Pop gets on the mic and says, we're not that. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We do whatever we want. We pay money for a seat as long as it doesn't cross the line into something that is extremely personal. And if it does, I'm all for having a fan tossed if that is the case. But it should not be up to a player just because he doesn't like what somebody's saying.
My only issue with that, and what is crossing the line? Your line could be very different than somebody else's line. Now, there are certain things that, that's over the line. But if it's borderline, who makes that call?
Again, there are other people that heard it. That aren't with that particular fan. That look, and if I heard somebody, throwing a racial slur, I would definitely say, yeah, that guy's an idiot. He needs to be out of here.
Yeah, and again, there are certain things that are obvious over the line. But if it's borderline, because I'm thinking, if it was racial or anything like that, and this guy got a red card, wouldn't he automatically? I mean, like if you heard that, you're gone. You know you're gone. Right. And everybody around you. But also, if you're season ticket holders and you're sitting down there and, it's the same group of people that are in there, you're talking about a mini trial right away. Well, dude, I can't let my buddy get tossed out. He's my ride home. I'm not willing to leave.
But there are other people that don't know that guy that are sitting in the vicinity.
You hope.
And if a player on the floor can hear it, I'm pretty sure that there's about, 50 people around that guy that heard the same thing.
Yeah, player on the floor hears it. A lot of people are going to hear it. And if you've ever sat courtside, you hear a lot of things that are going on down there. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live out at the Big Blind at 281 and at Redland Road. It's their big grand opening celebration. The weekend kicks off today. They've got tournaments all weekend long, including today, a $12K tournament with just a $60 buy-in that gets underway at 6:15 tonight. The Dallas Cowboys have a wide receiver visiting. We'll tell you about those details coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, did the refs impact the Eastern Conference semifinals? The Dallas Cowboys welcome in Zay Jones into the Star, wide receivers. That tops on their list. We'll talk Cowboys, we'll talk basketball, and we'll hear from you. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer. Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels, and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live on this Wednesday, this Wemby Wednesday, out at the Big Blind, 281 in Redland Road. On Friday, we're going to be live at Tri-County Meat Market's Huebner Road location, which I can't wait for.
That's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of barbecue out there, right?
Yeah, we're going to have a big old pit going, sampling all kinds of stuff. You got to start thinking about Mom this weekend. Maybe you want to do some ribs, a brisket, tri-tip. If you don't know how to do a brisket, we were just talking to a guy here. It's like, I'm afraid I don't want to mess up a brisket. You've got a pellet smoker. You're not going to mess up your brisket.
No, you really, it's hard to.
Get a tri-tip, especially if you're not feeding a whole lot of people. Tri-tip is, if you can do a good tri-tip, if you're afraid of a brisket, do a tri-tip. And if that turns out well, then you should get the confidence to go try a brisket the next time.
Absolutely. I've never cooked a brisket in my life until I got a Traeger.
Yep.
And now I've cooked 4 of them, and they all turned out great. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. I promise you.
Yeah, that's one of the more honest things you ever said on this here program.
Yes. Well, I mean, if I try it once, typically, Jason, I'm the type of person that I can do it. I mean, I'm like, give me a challenge and I can do it.
That's not true.
It is absolutely true.
That's so not true.
Absolutely it is.
I mean, you just went from one of the most honest things you've ever said to the most BS thing you've ever said in about 38 seconds.
My briskets are probably award-winning.
Probably?
I would say. Yeah.
Award-winning.
According to the people that have feasted on said briskets, they think it's award-winning.
Here's the thing, because Anybody that's eating brisket that they didn't have to pay for is going to tell you it was wonderful.
Not really.
No,
I've had some bad brisket in my day.
Yes. And you probably told the person it was great and then went home bitching about how bad it was.
Well, I mean, if I'm not going to be rude.
Well, see, that's what I mean. Nobody's going to be rude to you because you're so proud of your brisket. They know it's your first time. Even though you've done 4 of them, they were all your first times and they were excited to eat. You made them wait. So now they're hungry and it was delicious.
See, here's the secret to knowing that it's not BS is when you have people tell you like a week later, man, that brisket was fantastic. And they don't have to do that if it really sucked.
This is true.
They're not going to do that. So when I get a compliment like that, actually several, you know your brisket was A1.
Yeah.
And award-winning.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and again, you're talking about your family, and they want you to do it next time because they don't want to spend the money on a brisket or take the time to do it. I get where you're going.
Yeah, well, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
But they weren't all my family. These were random people I just met.
Random people that you just met ate your brisket.
Exactly.
You are never around random people you just met, and you're going to feed them.
No, one I did.
Well, but they were a guest of somebody within the family, so they're new to the family. Of course, they're going to be nice to good old Uncle Joe.
Well, but again, compliments a week later.
Yes.
So,
yes.
You know, you can knock me. It's kind of like, I'm not going to lose my brisket card because you want to make a point here.
I'm not.
I'm just saying.
You make a good brisket. You do. Rob makes a great brisket. My briskets are good. You know, but again, I think for a lot of people, though, if you're not having to make the brisket and you are stressing over the brisket, you want people to enjoy it and you want it to be good. It's a lot easier to eat a brisket than it is to make a brisket.
Well, true, but when you're making a brisket on a pellet grill and you put it on at, say, midnight, 10 o'clock, whatever, and you go to sleep, I mean, there's not a lot of stressing over that. And that's the beauty of a Traeger or a pellet grill.
Yes.
Because it cooks while you sleep.
Yes.
And it's fantastic. Really, the hardest part, you take it out, wrap it, put it back in. That's it. And then waiting a couple hours to eat it.
Patience is the biggest part of it. Seasoning, patience, and little tricks to make sure it turns out perfect.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. The Dallas Cowboys had a visitor today at the Star in Frisco.
How about that?
Not a clickbait kind of BS rumor like Najee Harris was yesterday. This is legit. They're looking to upgrade the wide receiver room, which needs upgrading. Zay Jones, who torched the Cowboys a couple of years ago for over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns when they lost that overtime game to Jacksonville. His dad played for the Cowboys when they won Super Bowls. Zay Jones visiting the Cowboys. That would be a nice addition if he is healthy.
That's the key. Is he going to be healthy? I agree. And I think, and maybe a change of scenery, especially for a young guy like that, might be what he needs. I guess he's not all that young, but I mean, somebody like that, a change of scenery.
What was he, close to 30 at this point?
Yeah.
It dealt with some injuries. And again, I think anybody that's still a free agent on May 8th is a free agent for a reason. But the idea of adding in a Zay Jones as either the second or third wide receiver, hell, even if he's the fourth wide receiver, I think that would be a nice addition to what the Cowboys receiving room currently looks like. I also find it interesting that a day after we heard and kind of dismissed rumors that the Cowboys were shopping a Brandon Cooks, that Zay Jones is in the building for a visit. And again, right now, he would be the third or maybe the fourth, depending on really how well Jalen Tolbert has developed. But with no Michael Gallup there, a guy like Zay Jones would be a pretty good addition to that wide receiver room. I'd be all for the Cowboys making this move.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against it, certainly. I mean, the guy's got talent, obviously. But you wonder if you're bringing in a guy like Zay Jones and you do sign a guy like Zay Jones, what does that say about Jalen Tolbert? Do they honestly have the trust in that guy? Because from everything we've heard, it's his turn to take over for Michael Gallup. It's his turn to be that third wide receiver. And Is this an insurance policy? Is it a competition for the Jalen's? Is it? It could be, and I'm not saying they're going to sign him. He's just in for a visit, but there's a reason he's in for a visit. If the Cowboys weren't looking for something, then Zay Jones wouldn't be visiting Frisco.
Well, I don't think it's an indictment on Jalen Tolbert. We did see improved play a year ago. Are we going to see that play continue to get better? But right now, when you think about CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, Brandon Cooks, those are your starting 3 wide receivers. What's behind them? And really, that's where you go. And they're going to have 4 or 5 receivers, at least 5 receivers. I have Turpin kind of in there, but Turpin we know is more of a return guy. He did get some playing time as a wide receiver, but other than a slot. So having that another 4th wide receiver, because you had the Jalen Brooks, and then they have another Jalen Cooper, and then they've got a bunch of guys that play the position that are going to be around for minicamp. So I don't know that this would be an indictment on Jalen Tolbert having that 4th person injury. Sometimes you need 4 receivers, all that kind of stuff. Or is there some truth to them shopping a Brandon Cooks? Are they looking to get an additional draft pick or 2 for Brandon Cooks? Because Brandon Cooks is one of those wide receivers that everywhere he goes, he puts up numbers. Everywhere he goes, he seems like a good locker room guy. Everywhere he goes, he can't find a home. I mean, you think about a guy as talented as Brandon Cooks is, he has never stuck anywhere, and you start to wonder why. And like when we heard his name mentioned yesterday, I thought, I'm not really buying Brandon Cooks. Oh, wait, today they're bringing in and actually having a visit with Zay Jones. Maybe there is something to the Brandon Cooks on the trade block discussions.
Well, I mean, in the main thing there, Jason, it would save them $8 million. I mean, they could get rid of $8 million. And if they're truly serious about extending Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb still, up in the air, and then, of course, Micah Parsons down the road, I mean, $8 million is $8 million. So I think that would be more of a reason if you're going to deal a Brandon Cooks before the season, then, it's to get some money, or save some money there so you can do what you have to do with those other guys. I don't know if Zay Jones is the answer, or if Zay Jones could come in and be your number 2. All that remains to be seen. And again, injury issues are a problem. And so we'll see. Just a visit. He's just there to say hello to Jerry.
Well, that's it. I mean, you look at last year, he only had 34 catches for 321 yards. The year before, 82 catches for 823 yards and 5 touchdowns. So, again, I think the biggest thing for Zay Jones is health, but, what is he, 6'2"? So, kind of a good tall wide receiver that they're looking for. Is he a red zone target kind of guy? I mean, you'd want them to be a little bit taller maybe, but in reality, if they were to make this move, I would not be unhappy. The Najee Harris stuff I said yesterday, I would be extremely unhappy with a move like that. This one, I like it, and it makes me wonder what the corresponding moves would be. Does that add some validity to the Brandon Cooks trade rumors that we've been hearing?
I think it absolutely does, and it would not surprise me if the Cowboys are getting some calls for a Brandon Cooks. I mean, he is a reliable guy that somebody could bring in to be a second or third wide receiver, and why not? And you probably get him fairly cheap. I mean, a draft pick, perhaps. And it would help the Cowboys out as well. You probably get Zay Jones for a ham sandwich. I mean, you're not going to have to pay the guy a lot of money. No. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense in a lot of ways.
Plus, I know he's visited some other teams.
Yes, he has.
His dad played for the Cowboys. He apparently grew up in Austin, but apparently his offseason home is in Dallas. And that's got to be attractive for him if he's comparing, especially if salary offers are close. Even if Dallas's offer is a little bit less, he doesn't have to move. He already has a place in the area. Those kind of things, no state taxes, those do factor in when it's close, especially when you're looking at a veteran guy. So it's a possibility. That's one that I'm excited about. You'd also want to circle on your calendar May 15th, 7 o'clock. That is when the NFL schedule is going to be released. It was supposed to be this week, I thought,
Yeah, it
but
was.
they moved it back a week. Got to figure out Wednesday games. Hearing some reports that Netflix might be in on some of these Wednesday games or a holiday game. We'll see. They proved they could do a live event the other day with the Tom Brady roast. But the schedule, we already know the home and road opponents for the Cowboys and for everybody else. By how many primetime games? What's the schedule going to look like? Where's the rough stretch going to be? That's the fun of next Wednesday.
I want to see Texans-Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. That's what I want to see. They're going to play. Texans go to Dallas anyway.
Yep.
At some point. Texans-Cowboys Thanksgiving Day. That's what I want to see.
I'm curious with the Texans. With what they did last year and with C.J. Stroud and everything going on with the Houston Texans, they've become a sexy team for national TV.
Absolutely.
How many national TV games will the Houston Texans get? And I'm with you. Thanksgiving would be fun, but so would a Sunday night game. Does NBC want that on a Sunday night? Could that be a Monday night game?
Could be.
My guess is Cowboys-Texans will be in prime time. I doubt it's going to be Thanksgiving.
Well, I would like to see it on Thanksgiving, though. That would be fun. I mean, last Thanksgiving, just those marquee matchups. I know everybody's going to be watching anyway. It could be Dallas and, Foxborough High School, and everybody's going to be watching.
Sure.
That's from the Tom Brady, right?
Yeah,
you got that?
Really? Your brilliance sometimes just amazes me.
I'm just saying.
Bill Belichick coaching there?
He might be by then.
Well,
you
they
never
passed
know.
him up too.
It could be by then. By the way, speaking of that, you see Eric Sosin is now the head coach at Rockport Fulton.
Yes.
Just got that job. Congrats to Eric Sosin. Yeah.
UTSA quarterback.
Absolutely. Saw that today. Of course, his dad is the head coach in Beeville.
Yeah.
At one of the Beeville high schools there. So
how many high schools does Beeville have?
I think they have two now,
Do
don't they?
All right.
I went to school with Chris Sosa, Eric's dad. Yeah. He was a hell of a quarterback.
Man, his
at
dad
Alice
is
High
old.
School.
Man, his dad is old.
Alice High School. He was a hell of a quarterback.
How old are you?
He was a hell of a
The
quarterback.
original quarterback at UTSA has graduated and had a coaching career long enough to get a head coaching job.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Damn,
old.
you're old.
Well, sure. But damn, I look good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look good.
Yeah, one of the two statements are factual. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, spending this Wednesday at the grand opening celebration kickoff weekend for the Big Blind at 281 and at Redland Road. The Big 12K poker tournament gets underway at 6:15 tonight, so you can get over here, get involved in that. You can play in the blackjack tournaments that have already started for the day. Win some money and smile, but if your smile needs some improvement, you need to go to smilestructure.com and schedule an appointment to go see my dentist, Dr. Smith, over at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. 5 San Antonio area locations, so there's one close to you. And at Smile Structure, they can handle all your general dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery. They take care of all of it. Cleaning, whitening, crowns, fillings, dental implants, wisdom teeth extraction. Smile Structure can take care of everything that you're dealing with. And I know for most guys, you're going to see the dentist when you're in pain. If you're in pain, schedule that appointment and go see Dr. Smith. He will get you out of pain. You want to avoid the pain, regular checkups, Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. They get you taken care of. You can do Invisalign over there, which I've been doing. It's fantastic. Orthodontics for the kids. Right now, get a free exam and x-rays when you mention 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Medicaid and all PPO insurance is accepted, and they offer a dental savings plan if you don't have dental insurance. Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces is veteran owned and operated, and they offer discounts to uninsured veterans. They do have 5 area locations. Book your appointment online, smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Boost Mobile, putting the latest phones in the hands of more people. Introducing the signature Coat Prime Racer, only from Boost Mobile. Rush to your nearest Boost Mobile retailer and get your signature Coach Prime razor on us. Get after it.
When you switch in with ID verification, select plans only. Offer valid 4/19/24 through 5/23/24. While supplies last. Taxes extra. New customers only. Must remain active and in good standing on the $60 a month plan for 6 months to receive all credits. Offer subject to change.
Some people just know the more you protect, the more you save with Allstate. Because they know insurance math. Like if you protect your home and auto, Allstate can save you up to 25%. So it's like losing money if you don't bundle. Save more when you protect more. Bundle home and auto with Allstate today.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
EasyCater has everything you need to make food for work. From ordering to reporting, we even keep your receipts all in one place, which means all you need to do is sit back and enjoy.
You're not having any lasagna?
All I can taste is hours of expense reports.
Relax, you used EasyCater. Enjoy the food, Ray.
Oh, no, thanks.
Enjoy it?
Amazing.
Yes, Ray, it is amazing. 100,000 restaurants and everything you need to make food for work. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
What's keeping you from learning the language you've always wanted to speak?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make learning fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. And in 10 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
That's not long.
It's not hard.
It's perfect.
It starts here. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Dave Ramsey here from my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've got NBA playoffs tonight. In fact, it is game 2 between the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks. New York leads that series 1-0. Tip-off from Madison Square Garden is set for 7 o'clock, televised on TNT. Cowboys, they've got a meeting today. They're meeting with free agent wide receiver Zay Jones. He's the son of former Cowboys linebacker Robert Jones. And get this, the odds for winning the college football season is out. Longhorns are third.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump
I'm never
day.
coming on a Wednesday again.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star on this Wemby Wednesday. Also a hump day. Rob Thompson still in the middle of his nap, but A.J. Hoffman from the Morning Huddle has made his way out here to the Big Blind at 281 and at Redland Road as they're celebrating their official grand opening. They've been open a couple of months now, but this is the official kickoff weekend with all kinds of tournaments, money to be won, a 12K tournament tonight, which A.J. Hoffman says he's going to join.
You already was reminded
you're
that I
backpedaling.
made a family obligation tonight. And I told my wife, I was like, to be fair, it's my wife's family that I made an obligation.
Yeah, you can blow that off then.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I mean, it's not like she's going to make you sleep on the couch tonight.
That's true. I said, it's kind of a work thing. And she was like, really, the first time they ask you to do something, you're going to cancel day of? And I said, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, bring them out here. Yeah, they'd enjoy it.
There's my niece and nephew are involved.
Oh, okay.
And they're not of poker playing age.
They can wait outside.
Yeah, I guess so.
They can sit outside
if I get in
the
a poker
parking
tournament,
lot.
I'm not like you, Joe. I'm not looking to play for 20 minutes in the tournament and go home. I would plan
Joe
on being here
budgets
for a
4
while.
hours. He only needs 20 minutes.
That's exactly right. I've got the time put away. It's just, unfortunately, things happen.
It does.
So what are the big plans tonight with the in-laws?
It's a dinner. My nephew's going to graduate, I guess, a week or two, something like that. But all his local family is getting together beforehand and doing like a celebration dinner for him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So as people know, you've moved here from Las Vegas for this job, but you're a Texas guy. You've come home. So lots of family in the area.
Lots of family. I think all three of my siblings are within a 2-hour drive of here now. My dad's he's an hour and a half away. So yeah, my whole family's right here in the region, actually. I'm closer to my family now than I was when I worked in Houston.
Nice.
So with that, you've been here about a week or so, right? And you've got family obligations. Are you already regretting moving so close to family with a family dinner scheduled tonight that you have to represent?
Yeah, there is a lot of
with the wife's family.
Yeah, her family's mostly all in Austin, and there's a lot of people who are like, well, you're here now, so you can come do this. And I'm saying, listen, I was up at 3:15 this morning. Right now, the way we're doing this first week, as Greg will tell you, I'm being introduced 6 times, 7 times.
Yeah.
In every chance we get, I'm not having a lot of sleep right now.
Yeah.
So I think once we're through week 1, I'll get in a groove where I take a nap at around noon and maybe till 1:30, and then I'll be able to stay up until like 10. But right now, waking up early and then these damn NBA games are going so late. I'm used to Vegas time where the late game tips at 5 p.m. and it's over by 8:30. Here it's like, it's
different.
I just runs a little late.
Why in the hell would you take a nap for an hour? I mean, what's the point of that?
I don't really know. Like, how long would you suggest?
Well, I mean, you got to have a couple hours at least.
Well, that's not a nap.
If you're Rob Thompson, you're like, he's all afternoon.
Rob's elderly.
Well,
this is true. I'm still young and spry. I know I look old.
Well, you may be young. I don't know about the spry
I'm
part.
more spry than young, to be honest.
Well, and if Rob is the comparison, I mean, but a nap is about.
I think a nap is 90 minutes tops.
Yeah, well, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get into like deep sleep,
then I'm not going to sleep the next night.
Now you're sleeping.
Yeah.
See, when I did a morning show, and I did a morning show for 8 years, I basically slept twice a day because I would take my naps were a couple 3-4 hours long, but then I'd go to bed at midnight and sleep for 3.5 hours and then wake up. So I would get the recommended amount of sleep, but just not all at one time.
Now, in my younger
days,
a
zombie
in my younger single Austin days, the key to doing a morning show and being able to go all night and party and then wake up and do the morning show again, cocaine.
Well, I mean,
kid, obviously.
Joe
was like, no, that's the key to TV too.
Dude, I'm just saying. I was like, my guy.
Yeah.
Now we're
Say,
talking my
whoa.
language.
Yes, 2 + 2 is yes.
Dude, we've all, I think, done the morning
Yeah.
part. I did it too in both radio and TV, but it's just not natural waking up at 3:00 in the morning.
It's not.
It's
And
really not.
It's going to be an adjustment for me.
Sure.
But I'll say this: like when I was doing the PD job in Houston, and I was also hosting the afternoon show, so it was like doing 2 jobs. You know, I'd get there at 8 a.m. and then I'd be there until 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. And I would look at my morning show guys and think, I have the power to move my own show to mornings. And then I could just go home at 3 o'clock and have a day. I'm kind of looking forward to if I want to play golf at noon.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Whereas if you do an afternoon show, it's hard to schedule anything in the day because if it goes long, you're like, oh, I got to get out of here. I got to get to work.
Well, that's when they moved our show from 4 o'clock to 3 o'clock, then to 2 o'clock.
Ruined your life.
Well, I mean, the idea of playing in a golf tournament, that
off the table.
8 or 9 o'clock shotgun
off the table.
At 4, when we started at 4, you could actually pull that off. Now you've got no chance.
Yeah,
no chance. It's really been hell for Joe Reinagle.
So it's a little give and take, I think.
It's hell to have to work for a living. I mean, we just admit that.
Yeah.
I mean, that screws up everything.
Listen, we're all working, so one day we don't have to, right?
Well, sure, but I mean, this work thing.
Just sit around in your underwear.
Yeah.
Didn't you retire once already?
Well, see, everybody claimed, well, that's what they called it, which was kind of nice.
Literally, it's what you said.
They said, we don't want you on TV anymore.
No. And in all fairness and transparency, I quit on my own.
Okay.
Which in this business, as you know,
it's a rare thing.
It can be, right? So I said, look, I'm done. But fortunately, which was kind of under the table at the time, I had gotten a call from these guys.
Yeah.
And so we called it retirement, but I probably worked just as much.
If you wouldn't have gotten the call, how much longer do you think you would have worked TV?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, there was no indication, and really the people over there were kind of surprised. So, that's a good question.
You would still be on television. They would have given you another contract, but in reality, we knew that you had recently been remarried and working till 11 o'clock every night.
Your wife didn't like that?
Well, no, she didn't mind. It was fun.
Joe didn't like it anymore.
I didn't like it. It's kind of nice because I'll never forget the first day that I got off at 7 o'clock and I took my wife to dinner, and I'm like, how come all these people are in here? I didn't realize people actually had a life. I thought they were all at home watching me.
No.
And it was kind of, I was like, where the hell did all these people come from? And so it really was a blow to the ego.
And to have a drink at dinner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that might have happened a time or two. I'm just saying.
We watched. We know, or we hope that was happening. That's part of it. Lots going on here on this Wednesday out at the Big Blind. You can come by, meet AJ, get into the poker tournament, take his money. You can play in the blackjack tournament.
I met the young lady at the bar.
Yeah,
Olivia.
Yeah,
she's great.
Very nice.
Very nice.
That's really the reason people need to come out here, to be honest.
I'll be honest. Yeah, meet AJ. Dude, I'm a fat, bald guy. It ain't much to look at. Olivia makes a hell of an old fashioned, and she's
as
not,
sweet as she
not
can
hard
be.
on the eyes,
and that too. Yeah. So.
Yep. Austin Rivers says 30 NBA guys could play in the NFL right now. We'll jump into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars. We're live here at the Big Blind, 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Roo Pub, same shopping center as the Roo Pub. And what's great about having the Roo Pub and the Big Blind so close, you can go over to Roo Pub, you can eat, drink, watch games, and then come over to the Big Blind, get in a poker tournament, play blackjack, and that's what you do. And you think about the Roo Pub with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, they have proven over the last decade that is the place to go watch any big game, any big event. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry, the food is fantastic, all made from scratch. They got the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, great salads, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. Roo Pub has happy hour weeknights weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. Right next to the Angry Elephant, just down from the Big Blind. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
San Antonio's Sports Star.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
The Big Blind is celebrating their official grand opening this week, starting epic 12K tournament on Wednesday the 8th. 10K tournaments Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with $500 high hands every half hour and a 5K Texas free roll on Sunday. Plus daily blackjack tournaments. Plan now to celebrate the Big Blind grand opening this week. The Big Blind down from the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. Learn more online at thebigbblindsa.com.
For the last 4 decades, San Antonio sports has dared this community to dream big through the transformational power of sport. For 40 years, we've inspired youth to get in the game, motivated San Antonians to live healthy, been a force behind places to play, and hosted events that impact. As we celebrate 40 years of dreaming big, we invite you to dream big along with us. To support our mission, donate today at sanantoniosports.org.
Your home for the Dallas Cowboys is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road. Hanging out with half the morning huddle. AJ Hoffman is here with us at the Big Blind. We've got some tickets to give away right now to go see Bush, along with Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox. That's going to be a hell of a show. September 4th at the Freeman Coliseum. If you want to win a pair of tickets to go to that show, be caller number 9 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9, those tickets are yours. If you don't win them, you can always buy them, livenation.com. It's also Live Nation Concert Week. They've got $25 tickets for over 5,000 shows, 900 artists now until May 14th. There at livenation.com.
Nice.
Got a machine head. Better than the rest.
I've even heard of Bush and Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah, Jerry
Candlebox.
Jerry Cantrell plays in what band? What is he most known for?
Dude, I have no idea. I've heard of him. I can't
I've
tell
heard
you
the name.
I can't tell you anything else. I mean, you want his life story?
Yeah, sure.
Guy grew up in New Jersey.
Actually,
no. He's a poor kid.
Well, you're thinking of John Bon Jovi. It's
okay.
close.
All
Jerry Cantrell, but most famous with Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains.
Jerry Cantrell is one of those guys for me, though. When I see Alice in Chains, I try to get tickets as close front right as I can because he spends most of the show on the left side of the stage. So I want to be basically in front of Jerry Cantrell watching that dude play guitar. He's phenomenal.
Awesome. That's
I
great.
hear you're like a traveling metalhead.
Yeah, sure.
You don't put off that vibe.
What do you mean? What do you mean, AJ?
You on it like, I don't mean this in an offensive way. I'm just speaking straight.
Yep.
If you didn't do sports radio, I feel like you'd sell insurance or be like a dentist or something.
A dentist?
Like,
I can promise you I wouldn't be a dentist.
He's
I don't
not
want to see
tall
what
enough.
somebody had for lunch 3 days ago.
But you just give off the vibe of a very down to earth, like a very balanced guy.
Yeah.
And that's usually not metalhead.
Yeah. See, back when I had hair down in the middle of my back, and all that, I've seen Metallica 25 times.
That's what I've heard.
Although it's not always metal.
Rob was telling me you saw U2 in the Sphere.
I saw U2 in the Sphere.
I did too.
Which was a phenomenal show.
And I don't even care for U2, but it is a hell of a show.
It was a hell of a show. A couple weeks ago, I went to Florida, saw the Revivalists and Trombone Shorty and Dustin. In a couple weeks, I'm going to Ames, Iowa to go see George Strait, Chris Stapleton, and Lil
Wayne.
No, Lil
Nas X.
Yes, Lil Nas X is on that bill because it's Cowboy.
Well,
show.
he and George Strait. I mean, they're
together
tight.
like
yeah.
Like
Foo Fighters in New York in July, and I'm going to go see Green Day in Denver in September.
Now, none of these bands come to Texas?
Well, Foo Fighters was here last Wednesday, but it was a Wednesday night. But what we like to do is
Wednesday night. Is that a bad night for you?
Well, it was a Wednesday night in Dallas,
Okay.
and that makes it difficult because my wife and I work.
Gotcha.
So weekends we like to go play, but we like to pick a show, see an artist, and just go. And it started a few years ago. We were going to go see Tom Petty at Red Rocks, and we blew the show off. There was stuff going on. We didn't go, and he died. And so it's like, all right, well, now we're just going to see the people that we want to go see, but also gives us a reason to go to.
Enough.
Yeah. And
it makes sense. That makes sense to you. I'm saying.
And a lot of shows don't come to San Antonio.
Yeah, but they go to Houston or Austin or Dallas. You could probably get to them a lot easier than New York. Or
you
could get a lot of places easier than Ames, Iowa. As someone who's been to Ames, Iowa.
Minix owns Southwest Airlines, so he can fly free anytime he feels like it.
Well, so it's the companion pass is what makes traveling so easy with Southwest is because I only have to buy one plane ticket because Joanna always flies for $11.
Oh,
taxes.
How does that work out?
It works out great. I buy a ticket and she gets
so you could just whoever you fly with can fly for $11.
No, just my wife.
But why? How does that how do I get a companion pass? Are you friends with someone in the industry?
No. I mean, it's the hack. I put everything that I can on my Southwest card. I treat it like a debit card.
Okay. You do the same. I have a United card. I do the same thing. So I fly for almost nothing.
Everything. But United doesn't offer the companion pass.
No.
And to me, that is the difference maker.
But my wife and I both have a United card. So we both have miles out the wazoo.
Yeah. So for us, everything is on that one card and it's shared. We pay it off. Joanna is very good at making sure every week. So we never give them interest. But then also you pay attention to when they're doing promotions, like, the 10 times promotions or the 6 times. So every dollar you spend, you're getting X number. And,
you're like, oh, now let's buy that couch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just all the different things there, and you manipulate the hell out of it. And then once we get companion for the next year, then you start working on the Marriott card for the hotel points. So I'm a points
Got it all figured out.
And if you stay disciplined to it, you're good.
Do you do points in Vegas? Do you have it? Because when you visit there, do you stockpile?
Yeah, M Life.
Okay.
M Life.
All right. It's a good one.
Although here lately, a lot at Circa.
Circa's good too?
Yeah, Circa's becoming kind of the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
awesome. Got it figured out.
You're talking about, what's your musical flavors?
I've got all kinds, man. I like a little bit of everything. I like a little bit of I'm a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll.
Well, that's the most cop-out BS answer.
I mean, it's true.
I mean, what shows? Or
I know we have Marie Osmond on the team.
I know. I heard
great.
about the Commodores this morning on the morning.
No, that was Rob. I'm not a Commodores guy, but I like.
Why?
I mean, it's just a little before my time, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's good music that.
I mean, that's
lives
true.
on,
That's
right?
true. I love Led Zeppelin. I love the Stones. I love ZZ Top. I love Jay-Z.
Do you go to a lot of shows? Are you a concert guy?
I used to. I don't go to as many anymore because now I'm old. What I really like now is old people concerts where you've got an assigned seat. This is what I'm into. Like,
do you sit in the seat or do you stand during the show?
Everyone sits. And if you stand, they say, "Sir, can you have a seat?"
I'm at a concert. I'm not sitting down.
I went to Bob Dylan. Best thing about it, you leave your phone at the door and everyone sits the whole time. It was beautiful. Like, I don't have to, like, I don't want to compete with 20-somethings to say, like, bumping into me, people sweating on me. I don't need that. I like the concert. I love music. I hate the concert experience. I hate being around strangers. I hate other people touching me. I don't need that.
Are you Greg Shelton's son? I'm wondering because y'all are a lot alike.
Could be.
It really
could be. We've got a lot in common.
More than you know.
A lot in common.
More than you know.
But so I like the music. I just don't like I don't like to do all the stuff. So these old man concerts, I've seen ZZ Top this way now.
Yeah.
And you just got a seat and that's it. And everybody respects the rules. And it's an enjoyable show.
To me, it depends on, like, we saw ZZ Top a couple months ago at the Majestic Theater. And most everybody sat down except for a couple songs, and everybody stands up for those songs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that. It's when people are the songs that you should be standing for and having fun. I don't want to sit there like I'm watching a movie at a concert.
I do.
Yeah, Well, but sometimes the music should get you up out of your chair. It depends. Like if I want to sit and listen to music on my couch while drinking a beer, why would I spend the money to go to a show?
Well, see, that's the thing for me. I'm a weird guy. I like to spend money, but there are some things I don't like to spend money on. Like, I don't want to pay $500 to go to a 2-hour concert.
Okay,
I don't. I'd rather go to Vegas. I'd rather go to Mexico. I'd rather do something like that, spend my money there. Now, Minix, he's into that, and his wife is into that, so that's cool. Now, I'll go see a comedy show, and that's cool. I like that.
For $500 to laugh for an hour and then go home.
Well, it's usually not that much, but I mean, concerts are outrageous. I mean, they've gotten to the point where it's like, damn, they're expensive.
Yeah. Especially
if you get a good seat, right? It's a lot of money. So I'd rather spend my money elsewhere. Not a prude when it comes to that, but I mean, there's something I don't like to spend a lot of money on clothes, as you can see. I mean, it's just some things. But Vegas, I'll go drop it.
You live it up when you're in
Vegas. Few thousand. Yeah, I mean, it's like what it just depends. You got to pick and choose your battles.
I feel that.
So, I mean, this guy knows everything there is about music and these people, and I don't know anything.
Well, you seem like a ZZ Top kind of guy.
No, I'm not. I'm a
Aren't
country
you a South
guy.
Texas
I'm
guy?
more of a country guy.
Okay.
I love George Strait. George Strait's the man.
Everybody loves George Strait.
Well, not everybody.
I think so.
But
not everybody.
Not everybody.
Not
well,
everybody.
not many. Well,
although he's going to Ames, Iowa to see the guy, so he must not be too bad.
And you know what's crazy about going all the way to Ames, Iowa to see this George Strait show, which is more of my wife. By the way, what happens
That's
a lot?
BS.
No, it really is. It really is. Because I could give a damn about most country music.
Then why are you going?
Because my wife wants to go.
Then send her.
Here's what happens, AJ, is we'll be at the Roo Pub, we'll be drinking. Somebody will suggest we go somewhere, and we book the damn flight right there. And we like more trips have been talked about and booked while having beers at the Roo Pub, and then the next day you're like, so we're going where? And that's kind of how Ames was.
That's not me. Listen.
My buddy
I don't want to go anywhere.
Like, here's where we're going. but you know what's great about this George Strait show? Because the same George Strait show is going to be at Kyle Field in a couple of weeks, right? I've got floor seats, row 20 in Ames, Iowa. What I paid for those 2 tickets would be upper deck tickets at Kyle Field.
Okay.
So it's.
But you don't even care about the show.
I'm kind of, Little Bighorn or whatever the hell they're called. They're part of our intro music.
Little Big Town?
Little Big Town. Those are the guys. That's part of our intro music. So I'd like to see them.
Aren't they motorboating? Isn't that the song that they sing?
I have no idea.
I think it is. Right, Pledge?
If my wife wants to go to a concert and I don't want to go to it, I say go. If I want to go to, you think she wants to go see Slipknot? No.
Well, see, now I will say for the most part, Joanna will go to a lot of the shows that I want to go to, whether she wants to or not.
But do you want to go with someone who doesn't want to go with you and see the music?
Well, it's my wife, sure, because she's a good time, and
man,
you got to
make some more friends.
Now, if my kid who goes to more shows than I do, because I've raised her that way, sometimes it's her. Like you bring up Slipknot. Joanna wanted nothing to do with Slipknot, but Erica was down for that. So, Erica went to that show.
You got to get some buddies.
Well, I've got buddies.
And then say,
but my wife
I'm going with my buddy.
My wife
stay
has
home
FOMO.
and watch Grey's Anatomy.
My wife, oh, yeah. Yeah.
She got FOMO, you send her a video.
Yeah.
Dude, you talk to your wife this way? Now, see, you can say that. Our wives listen to the show occasionally. Your wife's in Vegas.
My
She's
wife
not
is
hearing this.
never going to listen to this show.
Yeah, exactly. You can say all kinds of stuff, and we know you're full of it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. You stay home. I want a chicken pot pie, honey. Get in there and wrangle that up, will you?
She's not great with the chicken pot pie. She's got things she does well. Chicken pot pie.
Not one of them, huh?
Not one of them.
What does your wife do well then?
Well, I can't talk about that. Listen, I'm a gentleman.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I meant.
I don't kiss it. I thought you were trying to get personal.
No, I was thinking about what
I was going to talk about the little swirl thing, and it's like whoa,
like you're single for the foreseeable future, eating probably a lot of drive-through and/or bar food. So what do you miss? What your wife's not good at a chicken pot pie. What is like when you go home to visit your wife and you're like, honey, I don't want to go out to eat. You need to cook me something.
She does good Italian food. She does a really good job with if I'm in charge of the grill, she does a great job with accompanying dishes.
All right.
All right.
And then she'll do things that are like she makes homemade enchiladas that are really good.
Oh, wow.
And so, something I would like when she first said she was going to do, I was like, I don't know if I want that. Like enchiladas are something that should be a restaurant only. But then she
was good. You can make that again. Yeah.
Yeah. And when I met her, she couldn't cook a damn thing. Like we ate a lot of hamburger helper and stuff my first couple years of marriage, but she spent about 12 years not working. Like she was like, I want to stay home with the second kid. And at that point in my career, I was making enough money where I could say, okay, let's stay home with the kid. I thought she meant like for a couple years. It turns into 12 years, and it's like, what the hell happened here? And she became a really good chef over that time. But now, like, she just went back to work like 3 months ago. So the last month or so I was in Vegas, there was no cooking happening. And I was like, this is why I want to tell her to quit working again, because I've been in for myself. You know, she's like, well, put something in the crock pot before you leave.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm like, me? Why don't you put it in the crock pot and then I can come home? And it's a whole thing. But
it sounds like it.
Yeah, but I'll find my way. My mom's pretty nearby. She came by last week and brought me a bunch of food that she put in the freezer and said, hey, this should last. Like, she brought me, like, I don't know, like how many giant containers of red beans.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Crawfish, etouffee, things that I'll eat like over time. But she's like, I feel bad I didn't make anything healthy for you. I'm like, look at me. You think I'm looking for healthy? Like, I'm trying to get full when I eat. So, yeah, that's how I'll survive, I think, for a while. Or I'll buy like brisket by the pound or something like that and just snack on that for a couple days. I don't know. I'll let you know how it works. If you see me weighing like 85 pounds in a couple weeks, like, ask me if I'm all right.
85 total or 85 more?
85 total.
Well,
yeah.
No. Yeah. Welcome to San Antonio.
Yeah.
It's going to be 85 plus.
It might be.
We're going to add 85.
It might be.
You're going to have to buy new clothes.
But the good thing about mornings, I've got gym time. I will have gym time after I'm not being introduced 6 times a week. So that'll be good.
Yes.
Yeah,
more
exactly.
of the A.J. Hoffman introduction as we continue here on the Blitz live at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, did the refs impact the Eastern Conference semifinals? The Dallas Cowboys welcome in Zay Jones into the star wide receivers. That tops on their list. We'll talk Cowboys, we'll talk basketball, and we'll hear from you. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist?
You don't say.
Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies, first aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. What's the latest with the Cowboys, and are they even ready for the season? It's all right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jay Semenix. Live at the Big Blind, 281 and Redland Road. Their official grand opening celebration starts tonight at 6:15 with their big 12K tournament. Tournaments every day the rest of the week, not only poker tournaments, they now have blackjack tournaments, only place in San Antonio, offering blackjack tournaments, which we've already been a part of. One of us is on the leaderboard as we sit right now.
Yeah, one of you is because you're a coward.
I'm a coward.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on the leaderboard, and you are where?
Well, I mean, you got to take a chance.
Uh-huh.
And so if I put it out there and I take a chance, I take my shot and I lose, so be it. I can live with that.
AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle joining us here at the Big Blind.
You can't win being conservative.
Exactly. In the long run, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
In the long
run. You can be on the leaderboard, but like if you're looking to actually win, you got to take some chances.
Well, see, and that's it. Playing tournament blackjack, which earlier was the first time I've done that. And it is a little bit different, but you have 15 hands. Joe was done in 3.
No. You're exaggerating.
Really?
Yeah.
How many did you play?
Well, the first time was 9 hands.
Uh-huh.
And the second time was damn near 15. I held it. It wasn't 3 minutes. I mean, yeah, you don't want to be Mr. Funny Guy, I know, but it wasn't 3.
All right, but I played all 15 and I'm on the leaderboard. But there was some,
right.
Because I was trying to figure out: do you start conservative, and then as you're getting close to, you only have so many hands left, be a little aggressive, which I did.
Is it double deck or is it like a 6-deck?
No, it's a shoe. It's a 6-deck shoe.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it's a 6-deck shoe, I feel like I like your strategy, Joe. You just kind of go for it. If it's a double deck, you try and get a little deep into the decks and see where you're at, and then you're either conservative or not based on what you see. Deck shoe. Well, that's how a winner would play, Joe. That's all I'll say.
Well, and thank you, AJ. I appreciate that. But I mean, you're doing things here you wouldn't normally do because 15 hands.
Are you splitting 10s?
So you got 2 10s, or yeah, you do that because why not? Especially, I mean,
I can think of reasons why not, but okay.
The idea is to build up your pot. So
sure.
if you've got an opportunity, you take it.
I feel you hitting 16s, hitting 17s even.
Well, it depends on what the dealer has. Yeah, if he or she's got a face card showing, I might do that because 16 or 17 is not going to win. I always hit 16. Anyway.
Always, me too.
Yeah, so 17 I don't in a normal casino.
But here you might.
Here I might.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you got to change your strategy.
What do you do? Dealers showing a 2, you've got a 2.
I'll hit that.
I do too.
I'll hit that.
It pisses people off sometimes.
It does.
At the tables in Vegas, they don't like that, but I don't care. I feel like the odds are in your favor.
I'll do that. Yeah.
I'll sometimes double it, and they'll say, "Double a 12, sir."
Are you sure?
And I feel like if they have to turn around and tell the pit boss you're doing it, they don't like you doing it. So they're like, "We got a guy doubling a hard 12," and then they do it, and the pit boss has to go, thumbs up.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if they didn't have to ask, it's probably
they could just be saying, "Hey, we got this donkey over here that's doubling a 12, and so just want to make sure that
could be." Well,
yeah. No, it is. It is. Playing tournaments different.
It's complete.
It's different.
And we learn it's circa, and I don't know how many other casinos. The ones I go to don't have a free bet. Circa, some blackjack tables, it's a free bet.
Yeah.
So if you're doubling something, and a guy got all upset with me because I had 2 5s, and I just doubled down because that's what I normally do. And the guy, man, you got a free bet. You should split that. And I'm like, well, I didn't know. So it was a completely different
thing about that free bet, though, is you push on if the dealer has 22, you don't win.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I don't like
and that happens a lot. By the way,
of course it does.
Yes, that's why they made the game.
Yes.
It's another way to separate you from your money.
Yeah.
Oh, you get a free bet? Yeah.
Hey. But now, 40% of the time I lose, I don't lose anymore.
Right.
So, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it is. So,
all right. Speaking of putting your money down, if you were to look at the teams that are left in the NBA playoffs, is there a team that you're confident that you would walk in and drop 100, drop 1,000, put your money on that this is the team that's going to win?
I think it's the Timberwolves. I think that they're different than the kind of teams we're used to seeing win. But what are they missing? You know what I mean? They're the best defensive team left in the playoffs for starters. Everybody who plays on the when they've got their starting five on the floor, they've got 4 elite defenders, and their worst defender, Karl Anthony Towns, is like an above average defender. They've got outside scoring with Cat. Anthony Edwards has started to develop a shot. Do they have weak ball handling? I guess is a little bit of a weakness, but they're going to make these games so ugly that if they have a night where they only score 90 points, they still might win. And I'm kind of interested in that. It feels like the league is it goes in swings, where it's going to be a team like the Warriors who can throw defense out the door and just chuck threes and win a championship. The league adjusts. It used to be the way the Pistons played, and you defense was all that mattered. Or the Spurs when they were winning. The league goes in these phases, and I think it might in an era where the guys who are probably going to finish 1 and 2 in MVP voting are 2 kind of fat, unathletic Euros. I feel like maybe defense is going to start to matter, and they've got it. Now, the Celtics they're the rightful favorites because they are probably the best team, but they're not proven winners.
Do you trust them?
No,
I don't trust them.
I certainly don't trust them to buy them as the favorite. At least with Minnesota or OKC, if you want to back one of these teams that's on the come, you're getting some plus money on them. I think that the Celtics right now are like an even money favorite to win the whole thing. I'm not interested in that unless if it were a team that was winning every year, it's one thing. I don't trust them that much. So give me one of these young, hungry teams that I think I never thought the Nuggets, a lot of people were saying, well, the Nuggets window's just opening. I think people forget the Nuggets window was kind of the 2 or 3 years before they finally won, and they just seriously underperformed in the playoffs. I don't know that they've got this long window that people think they do. I think their window was kind of they won one at the end of their real chance to win. I think the Wolves and the Thunder are teams that are going to get better. They're getting better as the playoffs go on, as they get more comfortable. They have guys that I think are hungry dogs, and I don't feel that about Jason Tatum. I just don't get the vibe that he will do anything to win. I get that about Anthony Edwards. I get that about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I certainly don't get it about Jokic. I swear I still think back to the day when they were like, "Are you excited for the parade?" And he's like, "What? Parade? I just want to go home." That dude doesn't live, eat, breathe basketball the way some of these guys do. And I'm not saying that he can't be really good at it, because he clearly is. One of the most talented players I ever saw play was Ricky Williams in the NFL, and he football was probably 12th on his list of things in the world he cared about. He was just that supremely talented that it didn't matter. Most people can't be like that. You have to be like Michael Jordan, and it's all you care about, and you get really good at it. I don't see that in Jokic. I don't see it with Luka. I don't see it with Jason Tatum. I see it with these guys. I see it with the guys on OKC. I certainly see it with Anthony Edwards. I think it's apparent. That's the kind of guys I want to back, especially before they're the pick. You know what I mean? I didn't want Denver coming into this thing, and I didn't want the Celtics. I don't want the Knicks. I certainly don't trust that Jalen Brunson is just going to carry them all the way to a title. So that's the way I'd look. Those 2 teams in the West.
No, I think Jalen Brunson can, the way he's playing. But having said that, I don't trust the Knicks. They're the one team that I don't trust at all.
Yeah.
So the Knicks are out for me. I like Minnesota because Minnesota is playing old school NBA basketball. They play defense. And for years, I mean, that was the NBA, and it was tough. It was physical. That's Minnesota. So I like Minnesota to get out of the West. I do. Now, OKC, the way they played last night, if they can continue that, and you could talk about Dallas the same way. They don't look like a team that is hungry and can do it. They've kind of overachieved. But Minnesota hasn't lost yet in the playoffs. They swept the Suns, and they're up 2-0 on Denver.
And remember, they were supposed to lose to the Suns.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Suns were my preseason pick.
Yeah.
So, but the difference in Boston, and I will say this, and I agree with you with Tatum, but Derek White is establishing himself as a star. And people here in San Antonio know him well. And I think he plays defense, and I think he might be an X factor for that basketball team coming out of the East. Now, whether they can win it all, I don't know. But I think coming out of the East, Derek White could be your X factor.
I think there's something to playing a Western Conference schedule this year versus an Eastern Conference schedule where you're like battle tested to a certain degree. And it's one thing. It's like I don't know. I'm trying to think of some teams in college basketball, like Gonzaga. Historically, Gonzaga just runs through their conference schedule, and then it's like, wow, these guys are so good. And then they get to the tournament where they're having to play teams like them every night, and it's like, eventually they get overwhelmed.
Yep.
In the East, I don't feel like even all season long there hasn't been a threat. The Bucks would be like the 6th best team in the West, and they're the 2nd best team in the East. Like. So the Celtics have just been on cruise control every single night in the Western Conference is a dogfight. Like if you're playing one of the what was it? If you were the 8th seed, you were playing the freaking Lakers with LeBron and AD. That's the 8th seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Like there's something about going through hell to get to these playoffs that gets you ready for them. And I don't know if the Celtics have been through that. And for a team that hasn't proven yet that they can win the whole thing, that's another reason. That's another tick mark on why I don't want to trust them.
Well, who's going to beat them in the East?
Nobody.
Well, see, that's it. I mean, you can make an argument for and against. Everybody's there. I don't know. Minnesota is probably the most clear-cut favorite to win it all this year. But even then, you can make arguments. So you can make an argument for the Knicks.
Sure.
But like Boston, I don't trust them. In the way they're getting calls, you could argue that the NBA really wants New York to do it, but there is something about the way Jalen Brunson is playing. With everything on the line, his game, his second halves have just been there's something about Boston that I just don't trust. So who could beat them? It's got to be the Knicks, right? Because
it's not the Pacers.
Who do I trust
and it's
less?
Not the Cavs.
And it's weird to say, like right now, I've got more trust in the Knicks than I do the Celtics. And I don't know that I would have said that a month ago. But just watching this postseason since it started, and it's weird just to not have, and I like it, that dominant team where you're like, that's the team to beat right there.
How often, though, do teams that are so centric of one guy go all the way? It's just so rare. And, like, I get that.
It's almost like the Jimmy Butler is.
Yeah.
Part of it with Miami.
You can knock on the door, but you're not getting all the way in. It's like Dirk is like the only time I can really think of it where one guy was so much better than the next best guy on his team that won it. Brunson, and no offense to, like, OG and those guys. Like, I think he's a good player, but he's not a star. Like, I think Dirk's Mavericks would be like the last time that the second best guy was that far behind the A guy. That's just not a team I'm looking to buy.
I'm not in on the Knicks at all. I'm really not. But I think Boston gets out of the East. But can anybody beat whoever gets out of the West? That's going to be the question.
I mean, it's going to be a dogfight. Like I said, I think Minnesota plays a style that makes teams uncomfortable.
There's no question. Well, look at Denver.
Yeah,
they look about as uncomfortable they looked in 2 years.
And the fact that Denver's crying about fouls at home, now they're going on the road and they're just not used to being pushed around. And what's funny is, like, Jokic became an MVP because they let him push off all the time. If they called every foul that should be called, Jokic would still be the scrubby dude that he was 4 or 5 years ago going, is this guy ever going to get it? but they started letting him get away with some things, and now he's the best player in the world.
You could say that about every great player in the NBA.
But you can't then cry when you're not getting the calls that you want to get. Well, I always said this about James Harden. Like, there's a reason why James Harden was never, ever, ever going to win a title as the best player on his team, because in the regular season, you get calls that you just don't get in the postseason. Postseason basketball is a different thing physically.
Yeah.
And if you're so reliant on getting to the line, good luck. It's rare that those teams can win. I just think it's very difficult. And I think that Denver already crying and already showing like the frustration. They're throwing towels and heating pads.
Jamal Murray.
What a baby.
And the fact that the NBA didn't suspend him.
Oh, well, I knew they wouldn't because of the playoffs.
Yeah,
screw that.
The fact that they didn't kick him out of the game, anything.
$100,000 to that guy is like you and I, buying an old fashioned down here.
Yeah.
It's nothing. He makes that by the quarter. And so there's no punishment there at all.
No, but I do think they're like them showing that frustration it's a big sign of weakness to me.
No doubt.
I don't think they're going to get swept, but I think it might be 5. I know that Malone was begging to get thrown out of that game. He did not want to be out there anymore. He wanted to he thought maybe firing his team up by getting kicked out would help. And they were like, no, you're going to stay here and watch this.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to see this whole bloodbath, Bubba.
Right. So we all agree Minnesota is going to take care of Denver. With what you saw last night, do you give Dallas a chance in this series against Oklahoma City?
I don't. I know a lot of people do. Luka has been very frustrating because there's times when he looks so great. And then this season, he's really kind of gotten away from that stand around and put your hand up and wait for the ball to come to you. But then last night, as soon as they got down 5-10 points, he fell right back into it, not moving, just standing in the corner, putting his hand up, waiting for someone to throw him the ball. And then when he doesn't get the ball, he puts his hand down and goes back on defense. He is a front runner. I hate to say it, but he just feels like if it's not going their way, he's not interested.
He's not going to shoot that poorly every night.
No, but he might turn it over 5 times every night.
He might. I still think that series could go 7. I think
it could too. I think it could. But I think the Thunder are just a better team.
Yeah.
I think the idea that the Thunder are the 1 seed in the West when the West is as good as it is, and people are so willing to write them off is mind-blowing to me. They were the best team in the West. Why are we just like, yeah, but they're the Thunder?
It's weird because it's OKC. It almost feels like that in San Antonio. Like watching last night, all the playoff games that have been going on, whatever. Last night, seeing the beginning of that game, the crowd environment, the way they were, just all of that made me really miss playoff basketball.
Yeah.
Like just watching what was going on in OKC last night. All the other games I've watched, I haven't had that. Man, I really miss this. Last night, that would have been fun to be in that building.
Oh,
yeah, it's a good home crowd. I mean, they don't have a lot to care about there. They buy into that team,
and they copied our Riverwalk.
So. Yeah. But, they've got a lot to be excited about now.
Sure,
let's face it.
They do.
And a lot of people are saying they hope the Spurs model after that, and I can't blame them. If you can do that, freaking do it.
If you go find an SGA,
you did. You found him already. His name's Victor Wembanyama.
Well, but they got a Chet Holmgren who they brought in.
Chet Holmgren's a number 2. You can find a number 2.
You got to go find an SGA. They didn't draft him. They traded.
Doesn't matter.
And they got lucky. I'm just saying they got lucky. That's what the Spurs. This whole build through the draft crap is just that crap.
We'll see.
It is. You've got to go find some veterans.
Okay.
Good stuff. AJ's got to go find his way to a family dinner party tonight.
How long does that blackjack tournament take?
Well, it depends on how long you want it to take.
You got 15 hands.
What's the entry?
$30.
I'm going to give it a crack.
Give it a crack.
Do you just sit down and say, I want to play the blackjack tournament?
Yep.
I'm in.
It's that easy.
Boys.
It's that easy.
Thank
AJ
you so
Hoffman, the
How
morning
sweet is
huddle
Olivia?
with Rob Thompson. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10. Check him out. He's the new guy.
I'm the new guy. You guys, you want to introduce me tomorrow?
Yeah,
Yes,
let's do it again
sure.
tomorrow.
All right. Why not?
Why
That's
not?
good.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Why not? Appreciate you,
Shelton
AJ.
doesn't know who you are yet.
Exactly. Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, joins us coming up at 4:30 for Wednesdays with Wade. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years, added extra outlets in the garage because the builder never puts enough in there. Spotlight over one of the grills outside. Dimmer lights in the living room. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. But there's never a service charge and always free estimate, so it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson for Tri-County Meat Market, your locally owned full-service meat market. Tri-County has 2 great locations, Huebner Road and Ralph Fair, stocked full of everything you need to up your grilling game. You're looking for the perfect cut of beef, they've got it, and if they don't have it, they'll cut it for you. Roast chicken, prepare foods, they've got it. The 5 for $25 is always in play. If you're a first responder, 10% off the best meat you're going to find. Tri-County Meat Market. Head over to either location, put some good meat on the grill, and thank me later.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Get to Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale and get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 and get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses, all with free and fast delivery. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Hi, everybody. Scott Innes here. For 25 years, I've been voicing lovable cartoon dogs like Scooby-Doo, Astro. Hey, I love puppies and dogs. And now I get to help pets that need a voice to save their lives. That's where the Puppy Food Bank comes in. The Puppy Food Bank helps pet rescue organizations so they can feed puppies. For just $11 a month, you can save a pet's life. Go to puppyfoodbank.org now and donate, and they'll send you a nice gift. Puppy Food Bank is proudly supported by Thomas J. Henry.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Looking to step up your Mother's Day flowers? The Home Depot has an idea. Let Mom's Green Thumb do some digging with colorful flowers, pots, and premium soils to bring out the most in her patios, walkways, and gardens. Right now, get Vigoro potting soil just $8.97 for strong, healthy, vibrant plants, indoors and outside. Shop our wide selection online and pick up your order in-store and give Mom the gift of a beautiful garden. Get Vigoro potting soil just $8.97 at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. See homedepot.com/delivery for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Dallas Cowboys meeting with free agent wide receiver Zay Jones today. He's the son of former Cowboys linebacker Robert Jones. Now the odds for the upcoming college football season are out. Georgia Bulldogs are the favorite, followed by Ohio State. And guess what, Longhorn fans? They come in at number 3. Astros have lost 3 in a row. They try to snap that tonight in New York against the Yankees. First pitch, 6:05.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hump day! Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Here we go.
Hump day!
Yeah.
We need one more. It's 4.
Hump day!
There we go.
Hump day!
Favorite day of the week.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Toe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out at the Big Blind at 281 and at Redland Road, about 2 hours and 12 minutes from the start of the Big 12K tournament.
Looking forward to that. Is that toe thing, is that kind of as in camel?
If you would like
I'm just asking. I want you to try and understand.
I mean,
I love that
you're
camel.
Caleb the Camel.
Yes.
Toe Reinagel.
Okay. I like it. Yes.
Yes.
Toe camel.
Yes. Or Caleb the Camel, Toe Reinagel. This is where a comma. This is where
I got you.
Sure. Just to make sure that we're saying it in a very a way that doesn't get us fired, right?
Well, that's not illegal, is it?
I have no idea, and I don't want to find out.
I mean, camels have toes.
Camels do have toes.
They do.
And when you think of camels and toes, it's exactly what you're thinking about, are camel's feet, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes. What are you thinking about?
I'm just saying. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, what are you thinking about? The fact that Greg Shelton can actually do that with his fingers is what's surprising to me.
What's he doing? Wow. Is that like the Spock thing?
No, I think it's more about what's in line with Toe Reinagel.
Oh, I see.
Spock is very different.
Look at that. I didn't know I could do that.
You didn't know you could do that.
Wow, look at that.
You're going to be busy staring at your fingers for the rest of the show. You're like a 3-year-old. Talent you didn't know you had.
I didn't know I could do that. Who did that? Wasn't that Spock in Star Trek that did that?
Sure.
Or is it? I don't remember who did it.
Good Lord. Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, will join us in about 25 minutes for Wednesdays with Wade. But you guys need to get out and see us here at the Big Blind at 281 and at Redland Road. Blackjack tournament's already going. The big poker tournament gets underway at 6:15.
Yeah, and people are starting to come in. And I know this one blackjack table is full. A.J. Hoffman sat down there at first base. We'll see how long he lasts. We'll keep you posted on that. He says he's going to be aggressive. I hope he puts his money where his mouth is.
It's interesting when you look at and you think about playing in a blackjack tournament, because admittedly, I was a little conservative at the beginning, got aggressive late. You went aggressive very early. The strategy is to be aggressive, even if you're out in a hurry and you don't use all 15 hands. But at what point, if you're being aggressive and you're trying to win a tournament, do you dial it back? Or do you just stay aggressive all the way through 15 hands?
Well, no, I think, but you try, and to me, I want to be aggressive while I've got a big stack of chips. And hopefully, you're hoping to get lucky that first time. And then you've got a little base, and then it doesn't hurt to get as aggressive. But, that's a good question. I'd like to have that problem and figure out what I would do. I haven't had that problem
because, the first couple hands I was conservative. And then as I knew, okay, I've got so many hands left, I got aggressive, but I lost one. So, it's $30 buy-in for the blackjack tournament. And they give you, $1,500 in chips?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when I knew I had 5 or 6 hands left, I'm going $500 a hand. But you lose one. And so now it's like, all right, where are you going? And so, as I got aggressive late, I lost one. And so when I was done with my 15, I only had $600 left. And that's what got me on the leaderboard. Admittedly, you and I were the first 2 players, and I was the only one that qualified for the leaderboard out of that.
Exactly, because I was not.
The 600 will not win a tournament. I'm not expecting to finish the show and still be on the leaderboard.
No, well, you'll be on the leaderboard perhaps.
Well, maybe I would hope not.
Down a little bit. Again, right? I mean, when you're doing stuff like that, being aggressive, and I guess there is a little bit of a strategy to it, but bottom line is Lady Luck has to smile on you.
Absolutely.
Or you're not going to do anything. So,
but it was fun.
Oh, it's a blast. I tell you, it's a blast.
And for $30 to play a little blackjack.
Yeah. Well, you've got a chance to win some serious dollars if you get lucky.
Well, see, and that's it. I could almost see, going over to the Rue Pub, halftime hits, coming and playing blackjack, and then going back to the Rue Pub.
Yeah,
that
sure.
might end up being part of the new normal.
Could be
when I'm at the Rue Pub.
Could be. Although, when you're here at the Big Blind, they got a great bar. I think it's called the Railbird, is what they call that bar downstairs, which is just phenomenal. And then Olivia's down there.
Yes.
Right? Mixing up drinks and taking good care of us, too, by the way, bringing water up here and being real nice. But if you haven't been here, you need to come in here and see this place. It is incredible, and it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. A lot more fun than what we've seen so far in the NBA playoffs. Last night's games, both of them just kind of lacked any drama. Now, admittedly, I spent more time watching hockey last night. The basketball games were on the second TV because they just weren't competitive. The hockey last night certainly was. Tonight, there's only one game, but also we're going to find out who the MVP is.
Right. Joker.
It's
got to be, right?
It's going to be the Joker,
yeah.
right? Not quite the runaway. And what's weird about this year's MVP, and is it just because we all assume it's going to be Joker? There's no drama in that either.
No drama.
And I'm sure in Dallas there will be outrage that Luka doesn't win, like there's outrage in San Antonio that Wemby did not win Defensive Player of the Year. But is there really any outrage? Or in Oklahoma City, will there be outrage that SGA doesn't win? Those are the three finalists.
Outrage.
Well, there's outrage in San Antonio about Wemby.
Of course there is, and everybody's saying that San Antonio got robbed. I look at what happened because, look, I don't know why. If you listen to the show, we've been telling you it's not going to happen for 2 months. I mean, we've been telling you it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's not like everybody was sitting on the edge of their seat going, oh, man, I can't believe that didn't happen. And we got robbed. I mean, come on. It wasn't going to happen for a variety of reasons. I agree with you because of the team sucked. Their win-loss record was terrible. And whether you like it or not, it factors in the kid's a rookie. And no rookie has ever won that award. Maybe it happens at some point in time at some distant off future, but it wasn't going to happen until you get a change in those voters that still have that bias.
I would say, well, I don't want to agree with your theory that because he's a rookie that people didn't vote for him. But I would say for the voters that did not list Wemby and vote for him first, second, or third, that completely left him off the ballot, have that kind of thinking that, well, he's a rookie, I will not vote for him. And that is a shame. But the good news is, there were less than 20 ballots that he didn't even make. I don't know how you couldn't have voted him. It's one thing not to give him a first place vote, but not to give him a second or a third. And that's clearly a bias of his status in the league as a rookie.
I don't know. Maybe I missed something. I didn't see anybody that left him completely off the ballot. I mean, he had 99 votes, first, second, third. I mean, if you look at him, and I didn't see anybody that did that. And again, maybe I missed something, but I think he was on. I mean, he had votes everywhere. The thing that people don't understand, the unanimous Rookie of the Year were the same people that voted for Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, there's
so,
that.
So you can't sit there and tell me that nobody saw what he did, and then tell me that San Antonio got robbed. It makes absolutely no sense. And again, I know it's a big deal. We're Spurs. We're taking care of our own. But, I mean, honestly, are you really going to just get all hot and bothered about Wemby? Celebrate the fact that the young man won. He was second. I mean, celebrate the fact that he was second. That was incredible.
You don't celebrate second
Well,
place.
I'm just saying, it's just
unless you're in the Olympics and they give you a silver medal, which they don't.
It just baffles
First runner-up, Miss America.
The people taking it this personally, it makes no sense to me.
They're defending their guy.
And that's fine.
And that is fine. 2 games last night, both were kind of blowouts. 1 game on the schedule tonight. You want to add excitement to watching at the games tonight? Make sure you download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com using my promo code STAR and start playing the Pick'em game where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your Pick'em entry. And all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. And if your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It's fantasy and legal in Texas and a ton of fun to play. And you look at, like, for tonight's game, Jalen Brunson right now 37.5 points, higher or lower. Pascal Siakam at 20.5 points, higher or lower. You could do that, build your Pick'em entry, and you could win cash. It's that easy and that much fun watching games all the way till the very end. Get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first Pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Get signed up. Again, get signed up using my promo code STAR at UnderdogFantasy.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Would you prefer this or Taylor Swift whiting about her ex-boyfriend? I prefer this.
Taylor Swift's the songbird of our generation, Rob. I don't know. If you're going to badmouth Taylor Swift, we're going to have some real trouble.
Taylor take Lamar down. Taylor would slap, because Taylor's like 6'5", right?
I don't know if she's that tall, but she's taller than Kendrick Lamar.
I'll take her over Lamar 3 rounds.
And all natural ass. You know, I can tell she ain't got one. So if she had one of those lifts, I'd know about it. Taylor's all natural.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stellar Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
Cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with. So I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have, because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road. Their official grand opening celebration kicks off tonight with a 12K tournament that gets underway at 6:15. Although there's people here playing poker now, you've got the blackjack tournament underway as well.
Yeah, and there's people down there playing. It looks like AJ's doing okay. He's got a stack of chips that he's not only betting, but up by his side there too. So hopefully he's doing all right.
I saw him with a pretty good sized bet a minute ago, and he got a blackjack out of that deal.
Oh,
so,
sweet.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Hanging in there.
He's doing all right. Yeah, doing a lot better than a couple of FedEx pilots. This is on USA Today. And the headline says, video shows FedEx cargo plane land on its nose in Istanbul after landing gear fails. Well, they show the picture of the plane, and there's video of the plane on the runway after it had landed. You don't actually get to see how this plane landed without front wheels, but it did. A Boeing, of course, 767 cargo plane. It landed without the front landing gear. The pilot knew. I guess, you push the button for the wheels to drop, and there must be a sensor that says, the wheels didn't land, but you still got to get out of the sky. The guy landed the plane on the runway with no front wheels.
Wow. Well, props to him.
Nobody hurt.
Yeah, I mean, props to whoever was flying that plane. To be able to do that, because and that's what you expect and hope for, right? If there's something wrong, that the pilot is talented enough and that they're still going to get the plane on the ground. So props to him.
Although
or her.
When you see pictures, two pilots and a bunch of packages, and everybody's all right. Now,
good.
I don't know how they jack up the plane now to get the wheels out, and
I don't care as long as I'm off of it and it's on the ground safely. I'm able to get in the car and go home or wherever I'm going. Hey, that's their problem.
It's just always so weird to see a plane that's not in a position that you expect to see a plane. like the front of that plane is literally on the ground. And no surprise, they had to close the airport. I'm sure a lot of people were bitching that their flights were delayed.
I'm sure they were, right? But Obviously, that plane's not going anywhere for a while. It's got to be all jacked up. I probably have to do all kinds of stuff before they can even take the wheel out and fix it up. I mean, after it's like having a bad rug burn. They're going to have to heal up.
I mean, this pilot, I mean, that might be, check the undercarriage, make sure it's all good. It's skinned up its knees, man. Make sure get the wheels working again and get that thing back in the air. I mean, it didn't look like he dented it. I mean, look at it. This pilot did a hell of a job.
He did a hell of a job.
I mean, do you figure he landed on the back wheels and, got the brakes before he dropped it on there?
Well, isn't that kind of how they do it anyway?
Well,
but I mean, yeah.
But did you have to stay on the back wheels a little bit longer? See, like I got past a couple of days ago on 281. Some dude on a motorcycle was literally doing a wheelie right past me. And all I could think of, if you fall over and I'm going to be delayed, I'm going to be really upset with this guy. But this guy rode this wheelie right past me and kept going. I don't know how long he was on one wheel and when he dropped, but it was out of my distance. He was just, which is talented and stupid at the same time.
It's talented. It really is. But I'm always concerned when I see that too, because you see it every now and then. The other thing that bothers me, and I get worried about those guys, is because, if you're in a traffic jam, the motorcycle guy can go in between cars.
Well, are they really allowed to in Texas?
No, I think so.
I know they can in California. And that always freaks me out in California.
Well, it does.
I don't know if it's legal, but they do it.
Well, they do it, and I'm just worried that somebody's going to, that somebody's going to either smash that dude or it scares me for those guys. So, and hey, if you ride a motorcycle and you're good enough to do wheelies and go through the head, props to you. I had no problem with it. I get a little worried about it.
Yeah, absolutely. The driving down the line. I always worry about somebody. He hits the mirror or somebody starts to swerve.
Right. Or I guess if you're stopped, somebody open the door and
who's going to open the door?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Huh? It's illegal in Texas, according to Greg Shelton. But, so is going 56, and we all do that too.
Well, I don't know. Is doing a wheelie down the freeway illegal?
I would think so. I don't have a motorcycle license. My brother does, and I know a lot of people that ride. I would think that going unicycle down 281 as fast as he was going, because I typically am going a little bit more than the speed limit anyway. And this dude just, and I hear him, I look around, and then he goes by me on one wheel.
Well, is there a little jealousy there? I can see Minix all with his hair flying back, doing a wheelie down 281.
There would not be jealousy with that. No, no. And I'll tell you, because I was 281 near Bitters, and this guy rode that wheelie past me or in that area and was still on one wheel around Tacoma going around that turn.
Wow.
And I was kind of hoping around the turn, maybe he put both wheels on the ground to, till he got to the next straightaway, but I never saw him after that. And then your fear is, if something bad were to happen, that's going to mess up the rest of my day.
Wow. Well, yeah, and it would. That poor guy's going to be probably not with us anymore. But you don't want to inconvenience you.
Well, I mean, there is that.
Hey, and I'm the get off my lawn guy. Did you hear grumpy ass Greg Shelton?
No, I didn't. He's talking to a radio show without a microphone.
It's his choice. He made the choice.
There is
get off my lawn.
There is some truth to that. I mean, look, I
damn kids.
I am not anti-motorcycle guy.
No.
But I am very, and again, because my brother's ridden, I used to have a bike back in the day, a little Honda 80. So I'm aware, I'm not anti, but don't be stupid on them. But I would say the same thing if, some guy like Rashee Rice is driving a rented Lamborghini 120 miles an hour down the highway there.
Now, we see that a lot here in San Antonio. I see that a lot, especially on 281.
Yeah, not the rented Lamborghinis, but
but no, not that. But cars racing down.
Yes,
and you can tell they're racing each other because they're one dude's right behind the other, and
yes,
and it's just like, hey, have fun, boys.
Although back in the day, I did a lot of racing too.
Well, I
think we all did.
Well, we did.
And then, you get a little bit older. I mean, Greg Shelton would have. They just never had a car fast enough. Yes.
That's right.
Your horse didn't run that fast. You're like our Kentucky Derby favorite.
Jeez.
Our expert who picked the horse that came in dead last.
I'd probably jinx that poor horse.
You did?
By betting on him. And it just like all of a sudden he'd be stepped on a nail or something.
You think you jinxed him?
Well, I don't know.
You want to take credit? It's like the broadcaster jinx out there.
Uh-huh.
We might have had the broadcaster jinx of all broadcaster jinxes yesterday in Major League Baseball. Did you hear about this?
Yes.
If you didn't hear about this, right before a game, the broadcasters, the expectations for this pitcher against this lineup, they were talking about no-hitter before the game actually got started.
Don't take this the wrong way, but we are already a no-hitter alert. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, before he throws a single pitch tonight against the Marlins, we have a no-hitter alert.
Okay.
Enjoy what could be a no-hitter from Yamamoto.
Jazz swing your first pitch.
Right here on MLB Network for Harold. See why I'm Greg. We have a no-hitter alert. Enjoy this game live on MLB Network.
And boy, you're crazy.
It's in the major leagues to establish himself as that guy. Dodgers looking for a 6th straight win and a 13th out of their last 15 after they took the first game 6-3 last night. Yamamoto comes home, and off we go. And the aggressive Marlins get a first pitch swing and a high fly ball and a home run for Jazz Chisholm on the first pitch.
So Greg Asminger is talking about a no-hitter in the pregame, and the first pitch is taken for a home run. Blame the broadcaster.
You have to, right?
Yes.
If I'm that pitcher, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm blaming the broadcaster.
It's the broadcaster's
That
fault.
is funny as hell.
Yes. Miami and the LA Dodgers involved in the broadcaster jinx. No broadcaster jinx for the Brahmas over the weekend, although in the most watched game on television for the UFL this weekend, over 1.3 million people tuned in and watched the Brahmas get beat by the DC Defenders. Let's talk about it with the head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas. Wade Phillips joins us next for Wednesdays with Wade here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is springtime in San Antonio and South Texas. You know what that means. It means thunderstorms, hail, high winds, all of that kind of stuff. And, well, that can really take a toll on your roof. You guys know that. And you want to make sure that if you need work on your roof, that it's somebody that's established here in San Antonio and South Texas, not some fly-by-night company that just happens to come around after one of those thunderstorms. Stevens Roofing is the company you need to remember, because there is only one name in roofing that stands high above the rest. That is Stevens Roofing. Quality roof overhead by Stevens Roofing means comfort. It means confidence, and it certainly means peace of mind, protection for all of the things that you love. Look, if you're in the market for repairs, a replacement roof, an upgrade, or an inspection just to make sure that your roof is okay, you want to call Stevens Roofing. That is the company you want to work with. Give them a call today if you just want your roof checked out or you think you have a problem with it. 210-785-0994. You can also check them out online at stevensroofing.net. But remember, Stevens Roofing, not a fly-by-night company. You don't want to do that. They stand behind their work. That's for sure. Stevens Roofing is the company you want to call. 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, did the refs impact the Eastern Conference semifinals? The Dallas Cowboys welcome in Zay Jones into the star wide receivers. That tops on their list. We'll talk Cowboys, we'll talk basketball, and we'll hear from you. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their valuable tools, but to protect their professional reputations. For pros, the WeatherGuard badge makes a statement about what drives them. It says, "Bring it on. Been there. Done that. We've got your back," without saying a word. And the folks at WeatherGuard, they're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. See what it means to be driven at weatherguard.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
The Big Blind is celebrating their official grand opening this week, starting with an epic 12K tournament on Wednesday the 8th. 10K tournaments Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with $500 high hands every half hour and a 5K Texas free roll on Sunday. Plus daily blackjack tournaments. Plan now to celebrate the Big Blind grand opening this week. The Big Blind down for the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. Learn more online at thebigbblindsa.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
It's Wednesdays with Wade. San Antonio Brahmas head coach Wade Phillips joins the Blitz every Wednesday for an inside look at your San Antonio Brahmas. Now, here's the Blitz with Wade Phillips.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live out at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road, as they are celebrating their grand opening today, their official grand opening celebration. Big 12K tournament that gets underway at about 6:15. So get out and see us here at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road. It is Wednesday. Time for Wednesdays with Wade. Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Coach, tough game on Sunday over the weekend, although the most watched game this weekend in the UFL. Do you pay attention to the TV ratings numbers when they come out and get excited about having 1.3 million people watch your game?
I do look at it, and yeah, it's pretty cool that we had that many people watching, and it's great for the league, and that's what we want to. We want to continue coaching and playing in this league, so. The ratings are important to us.
Well, Coach, when you look at the just what's happening on the field, and I'm not talking about last week in particular, but the entire season, and this is really an exciting brand of football that we're watching. And I think a lot of people think spring league it's going to be inferior, but it's not. It's some fun football to watch, and I think we're seeing it in the ratings.
Yeah, I think the amazing thing is you see very few turnovers in a game. You see field goal kickers are the percentages are higher than the NFL. I mean, so there's a lot of good things. Plus the level of football, I think the fans recognize it's a good level of football.
Coach, tough game, and obviously DC has proven over the last couple of years that is a tough place to go in and get a win as the visiting team. Couple of opportunities early that the Brahmas weren't able to cash in on, and then they go for a 99-yard drive. And as I'm watching that, all I could think of is, boy, Wade is not going to want to talk about his defense allowing a 99-yard touchdown drive. What happened on that drive, Coach?
Well, we didn't score on 4th and 1, number one. I think that was really the big turnaround in the game was right there. We lost by 6 points. We had a chance to get 6 points. We didn't, and then we gave up 6 points on a long drive. The rest of the game obviously was pretty even or actually in our favor. So it's a shame we couldn't make 1 yard when we made 200 yards rushing, but that's what happened.
Wade, but gosh, you've been around football long enough to know that, I mean, sometimes or is it at this simple? You tell me, where sometimes it's just not your day and things just don't necessarily go your way, whether you're not playing well or the ball bounces funny. Is that kind of what happened on Sunday?
Well, all the games are close. I think every game, is pretty much is close in this league. So you have to make the plays you need to make, and we didn't do that.
As well as this team has started to run the football, and John Lovett's the leading rusher in the UFL, when you're looking at a 4th and goal from the 1 yard line, knowing how good your defense has been, knowing how much you guys go for it on 4th down, is it because your defense is so good that allows you to be that much more aggressive offensively by going for it on 4th down?
Well, I think everybody would go for it on 4th and 1 in that situation. Early in the ball game, if you don't make it, you don't expect them to go 99 yards, and you don't expect it to be a 6-point difference. But that's the way it turned out. But we missed a block we shouldn't have, and that really ended up costing us.
But Wade, football's such an emotional game. When you don't make a 4th and 1 like that with such a promising drive, does it take a little steam out of the players? Do you notice that?
Certainly. I think the plays in the game, players evaluate or are really just they're into the game so much that you got to make sure that those kind of things don't make you higher or lower in certain situations, especially lower. Emotions are a big part of the game also. And we talk about controlling our emotions, especially if we don't make something or if they make something on us, you have to go to the next play. And our guys, we got to keep getting them to do that.
Wade Phillips joining us here on the Blitz for Wednesdays with Wade as we talk to the head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas. Coach, I go back to the beginning of the season when you were putting the team together, the staff, thought we were going to see a lot more passing. Yet you got a running back in John Lovett that leads the league in rushing, 23 carries, 153 yards, league record in that game against DC. The fact that you guys have become a little bit more ground and pound than maybe a lot of us expected, is that just a byproduct of the personnel and trying to play to your strengths?
Yeah, you have to play to, your players, what your players can do. Our offensive line is really strong in the running game and really strong overall, but especially in the running game. And we've got a running back, like I say, that can really, and he's a good pass receiver out of the backfield, but he's an outstanding player. You have to get him the ball. So, it very seldom happens, but it happened to us that you rush for 200 yards and you don't win. So, let's keep rushing for 200 yards and see what happens the rest of the year. Because now we need some play action off of those things. I think will help us a lot. So, and we're going to try to implement that more into our offense now that we've established 200-yard rushing 2 games in a row, then we need to go with a little more play action pass rather than the straight drop back pass all the time.
Wade, when I look at the league and you look at the standings of the league and you see some teams doing well, some teams not so much, but on an individual basis, when you look at the teams in this league and the personnel that everybody has, is it a pretty even league? Do you see parity in this league despite what the win-loss record might say?
Well, to a certain extent. I mean, there are some teams that, Arlington hadn't won a game, so and a couple of teams that only won one. So, but the season isn't over. We still got a half the season left, or 40% of the season left, and so some teams will improve as they go, and some teams won't. And we're trying to be that team that improves.
Well, you look at Arlington, I mean, the way they have lost some games, including the one this past weekend, make a coach just pull his hair out, is they're sitting at 0-6. But you guys at 4-2. DC is 3-3, so they needed that win just to try to keep pace, trying to get to the playoffs in the XFL conference. St. Louis at 5-1, but St. Louis this week, they have undefeated Birmingham. Are we at the point of the season, Coach, that you're watching the games a little bit different, maybe doing a little scoreboard watching, like, you look at that game on Saturday, St. Louis and Birmingham, knowing on Sunday you have Houston, and Houston right now at 1-5, and you guys are heavily favored in that.
Yeah, I look at all the games and see what's happening. Some of it just evaluate their personnel to see how they're doing and how they're doing, why they're doing good or why they're not doing well. But every game from now on is the biggest game of the year. We control our own destiny. All our players know that. So every game is the most important game with 4 games left.
Yeah, I don't know, Wade, if it's happened or if the league's too young, but it is San Antonio, it is Houston. Typically, those two cities don't like each other too much. Is there any kind of rivalry, anything like that when you play a team like Houston?
Well, I live in Houston in the off season. We better beat Houston. So that's all I can say.
Well, and you coached in Houston last year. I mean, you're a Houston. Like the Arlington game felt personal for a lot of guys with San Antonio ties. This one feels like it's going to be personal. It's in Houston. I'm sure you'll have a lot of family and friends there wearing black and gold, right?
You bet. I have a lot, and I'm also giving away a lot of tickets. If the season ticket holders want to come, I'm giving away 4 tickets to anybody who wants to come. So.
Wait a minute.
Right. That's news you're breaking there,
It's not
Coach.
like everybody has your phone number, Coach. So how do people listening right now take you up on that offer?
Well, I think they get it. I don't know who they get a hold of. I guess Kerwin, I have to tell you that. But I want the Brahma fans to show up for the ball game.
And what a great place to play when you're going up to Rice. It's going to be a great atmosphere up in Houston.
It is, yeah. It's a beautiful stadium, and again, I'd like to have some Brahma fans in there too, though.
All right, Brahma fans, you're listening to Coach Wade Phillips. He's going to take care of your tickets. We'll figure out all the logistics on how people can claim those. We'll work with the front office people and put that out on Twitter to make sure. And that stadium's got a few seats, so I mean, you can give away a whole lot of tickets as long as they don't charge you for them, right?
Yeah, I hope I'm not paying for all of them, but we'll see.
Well, what I love, Coach, looking at you, and seriously, whether it's personal to anybody, it's personal to you. I love the fact that you go into Houston, you want to make sure that you ride out of town on a winning note there. I love that fire from you, Coach.
Well, I do think a lot of the players that played for the Roughnecks last year that are on our team, they want to show everybody that they can play football. So, because actually I was fired from Houston, so that's the way I feel about it.
They fired you, right? You got to go get this one. In all seriousness, though, I mean, you look at Houston and their record. Next week, May 19th, you guys are finally back in the Alamo Dome, and we want to pack the Alamo Dome as well. Buy your tickets for that game at the UFL.com. Coach will take care of you this weekend on the road if you're going to road trip. But you've got Arlington, then you've got Birmingham, which right now is undefeated, and then at St. Louis to close out the year. I know this is personal in some ways, but also looking at the win-loss record of Houston, you guys can't afford to have a game this week like last week where you're a little slow out of the gate, right?
No, we need to play well, and if you just look at practice this week, I have a good feeling about that. We really practice well. Guys are focused. They've got a lot of energy, so we expect to play well.
You know, Coach, that's interesting. As I hear coaches say that practice. What is it you're looking at that you know? Now, obviously the focus and the energy, but are they just crisp with the plays that you're running in practice, or how do you know that practice is going well?
It's really the details and what they're doing, you know, and smaller details about how they're lined, if they're lined up right, you know, correctly, and you know, if the receiver splits are the right amount, the running back at the right depth, offensive line splits are right, defensively the same thing. Their alignment has got to be correct first, and then the little things as far as their technique's concerned, we try to harp on that as coaching wise, but you can tell by the players if they're really into it, and I think they are.
Coach Wade Phillips from the San Antonio Brahmas joining us here on the Blitz. Again, you guys last week run for 209 yards, but Quentin Dormandy, 16 of 26, 79 yards, a touchdown, but did have that interception. Are you surprised, knowing the offense the way it's supposed to be? You did put the ball in the air 26 times, but only 79 yards through the air?
Yeah, I'm disappointed in that, but that's you know, we beat DC the first game, 27-12, and you know, we really just outplayed them in that game. This game was obviously a lot closer, and especially, like I say, the turnaround early in the game, of not scoring 6 points and them getting 6 points was really the difference in the game.
Back to the focus, Coach, if I can. Do you notice your team or any team that you've coached, the focus is a little bit better coming off of a loss sometimes than maybe coming off of a win?
Well, you know, Coach Bryant said coming off a win, you ought to really get on your team. And coming off a loss, you don't need to get on them as much because they feel the loss and they want to try to do better. So, but we get on them anyway when they lose.
Well, and again, the cameras took us into the locker room at halftime. You're getting on them pretty good there at halftime.
Well, I didn't think, and it was a close game. It was 6-3 at the half. I just didn't feel like we were playing well enough at halftime. It turned out that way.
Do you like having the cameras in there at halftime?
No, I don't care. You know, yeah. I mean, if it's better for our league, then that's fine with me. You know, so I think more access is what they want, and that's okay with me. So
the cameras at halftime are okay, but you certainly don't seem a fan of the on-field interviews when the game is going on.
Well, the one interview where the guy really questioned what we were doing, I don't like a guy second guessing me right before, when I'm making a decision and telling me that I don't know that you can actually go for it on 4th and 12 instead of kicking off. Well, I know that. So that's what I was disgusted with was telling me the situation when I already know what it was. And I made the decision. It turned out the right decision, certainly in that ball game.
Well, that's the best way to handle it.
Yep.
If some knucklehead says something dumb, you just show them that you're right all along. So that's perfect, Coach. You handled it well.
Absolutely. Now, when you look at the way the offense, I mean, Quentin's played well, but last week, not a lot of yards. Last week, after we got done with the interview, about an hour after that, we found out that you guys added another quarterback to your roster. What's the status there, and are you going to add anybody later that we could actually have the breaking news here right now on the Blitz?
Well, actually, we added a running back or a kick returner named Puka Williams from Kansas, and we've added him to our team. He's a tremendous. He's a good player, but he's also a tremendous returner. So, we've had some guys out as far as returns, and we expect him to come in and maybe help us in that area.
Have things settled down a little bit, Coach, as far as the injury situation goes?
Yeah, we've got all three starters in the secondary back this week, and so that's now Darius Phillips, who's an outstanding corner, is still going to be out this week. But we've got three guys that didn't play last week are going to be able to play this week in the secondary, and I think that'll make a big difference for us.
Well, good deal. 2:00 at kickoff on ESPN television. The Brahmas on the road against the Houston Roughnecks. One more road game before you finally get back in the Alamo Dome. Go down there and beat the crap out of that Houston team for us, Coach.
We're going to try to do that, that's for sure.
Good stuff. Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas. Wednesdays with Wade. Coach, always appreciate it. Good luck on Sunday.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Good stuff from the head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas.
Always is. I love coaching. I love the passion. He wants to beat Houston. You can tell that. I think it's fantastic. I love that.
Now, I will say, I think he's got some people in the front office scrambling, going, "Oh crap, what did Coach do?
What's this ticket thing he's talking about?"
Now, and here's the thing: the UFL, they don't like to give away tickets. I mean, so when you see a ticket attendance totals, which is why we don't give away tickets, they don't like to give away free tickets. You can buy them at theufl.com. But you heard the coach. We'll get with the front office people and we'll put it up on the socials as soon as we figure out how you guys can claim tickets if you want a road trip to Houston. I mean, you drive down to Houston, you can stop and get married at a Buc-ee's, which just happened recently.
It did.
And then go to the game, and it's a 2:00 game. So you could drive down there in the morning, go to the game, and drive back that night if you want a good Sunday day trip.
Absolutely. That'd be an easy thing to do. It's an easy drive, no question about it.
Yeah. And at that Rice Stadium, I mean, you can sit way up at the top, and, if you got eyes like Joe Reinagle, you could see without binoculars.
Yeah, you can see perfectly. All you have to do is call my friends at Parkhurst New Vision. They'll take care of you. They'll be happy to do for you what they've done for me. Look, I had lens replacement surgery about a year ago now, and the results, they're just, I can't believe it. I still can't believe it after all this time. Never reached for any readers or glasses or anything else, and I can read perfectly. My eyesight is better now than it's been in 30 years, and it's all thanks to Dr. Parkhurst and his great staff at Parkhurst New Vision. Look, you need to go there. You need to call them. Check them out. It's easy to do. You got to take the first step. 210-585-2020 is the number to call. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. When you call them, you set up your consultation, you ask your questions, they'll explain how the process works. Tell them that Joe Reinagle from the Blitz sent you down there. Will you do that? And you will see that they're going to treat you like family as soon as you walk through that door. It's easy to do. And then you become a member of the community of happy patients from Parkhurst New Vision. They're all over social media. It is a great thing to see. Look, let them do for you what they've done for me and hundreds and thousands of other people here in San Antonio and South Texas. It's Parkhurst New Vision. The number you need to call. Do it now. 210-585-2020.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $31.99 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. In-store only, limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Let's get you caught up on some Major League Baseball from this afternoon. The Texas Rangers take it on the chin, losing to the Oakland A's 9-4. They've got another ball game, though, coming up. It's a double dip day for the Rangers. 5:37 pitch in Oakland for game number 2. As for the NBA tonight, we've got one game on the schedule. It's the Pacers and Knicks. Knicks lead that best-of-7 set, 1-0.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Here we
Hump
go.
day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
I was trying to reach those that table of poker players all the way in the back.
They're
Here we go. They're busy.
They're busy.
It didn't bother them
Somebody's
at all. How about
feeling
that?
like it's a hump day at that table, though. I can promise you that.
I tell you what, that looks like a serious poker game over there.
That's always a serious poker game going on over there. You got blackjack tournaments going on as well as we're live at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road. We are here. It's their official grand opening celebration, the start of a long weekend of a variety of events and tournaments that they're going to be happening. Starting tonight with a 12K tournament that gets underway in an hour and 15 minutes or so at about 6:15. This tournament, normally a 6K tournament with a $60 buy-in. Tonight, it's a $12,000 tournament, same $60 buy-in.
And that's fantastic. You can rebuy if you have to, if you're like me. You can do that. Hopefully your luck is a little bit better than mine. Plus, I got the blackjack tournament going on. That's a lot of fun. That goes all the way till midnight tonight. But the whole weekend, beginning today, a lot of fun. But this thing runs all weekend long, and they've just got a lot of great fun for you all weekend.
So if you're a poker player, get over here to the Big Blind. And what's cool is even if you're not a poker player and you say, man, my skill level, I don't want anything to do with that tournament. They have other tournaments, and they have the blackjack tournaments, which are a lot of fun. If you're like me, I'm not really a poker player. I would get into a beginner's game. Tournaments, no. But just to come check the place out, the food here is great. Because it's the Roo Pub. The blackjack, you got the TVs and a great bar
everywhere. Oh, the bar is fantastic. But Jason, I remember the first time we came in here together and we played poker, and it was an easy game.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no pressure. Look, if you're not good at it, you're just starting out in poker, don't worry about it. There's no intimidation here. No, nobody's going to laugh at you. None of that kind of stuff. They've got tables for everybody, and the dealers will help you. I mean, they'll help you along, and you're going to be just fine. And you learn how to play, and you get better and better.
And that's what they like for me when I've come in here and played. I want a skill group of like-minded.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be at a table with some guy that's just going to completely take advantage of my
inexperience.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yes, inexperience.
And that's the thing. So, because I've gone into other poker rooms where I just felt uncomfortable just walking in.
Right.
And I know that there are a lot of people that are probably like me that I don't want to go, man. I don't know how to play. The environment here is inviting that way because they understand. So if you are unsure or if you don't think you can, that's why they've introduced blackjack. Only place in town that will do that. There is the bar. And quite frankly, I was up here not long ago. I actually didn't play poker, but I was sitting by watching so I can learn. And at first I thought it was a little weird. They were like, just sit and watch.
Yeah.
Because I was at the bar and like, I'm just trying to watch. Just go sit over there and watch and kind of see and get the confidence to where then you could buy in and play. The environment here does allow that. It's very inviting. So even if you're not a poker player or you don't think you're very good at it, don't keep that from keeping you from coming in.
No question. You tell them when you come in, hey, I'm a beginner. They will put you at a table with like-minded folks. So no pressure. They want you to have fun here at the Big Blind. It's what this place is all about. Come in here, have some fun, a little excitement, whether it's poker or blackjack, or you just want to get a drink and hang out and watch. And it's a great place.
And quite honestly, Olivia at the bar is
Sure.
Yes.
Yes. She'll take very good care of you.
Yes.
She will.
I mean, there's a reason Greg Shelton will be here till 10 o'clock at night. And that guy is not going to play one hand of anything.
Yeah, but he'll stick around.
Yes,
no doubt.
He'll have another cheeseburger.
Of course.
And a glass of water.
Uh-huh.
It will take him 3 hours to tear down all our stuff tonight.
Of course.
And there's one reason for that.
Uh-huh.
One reason. And you guys are smart enough to figure out what that reason is.
I'm not mad at him.
No.
That's fine.
No. Not mad at the Cowboys for what they might be doing right now. Zay Jones is in for a visit. Now, I like the idea of Zay Jones if he is healthy. And, when you're talking about a 29-year-old receiver, the fact that he's in for a visit, legit. This isn't one of those weird rumors and all that. He literally is son of a former Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl champion. He lives in Dallas in the offseason, grew up in Austin. The Cowboys have already terminated the contract of Martavius Bryant. Raise your hand if you remembered he was actually still with the Cowboys. Yeah, I didn't think so. But yeah, it's almost as if they've already made room for Zay Jones by parting ways with Martavius Bryant. And that never worked out. But, Joe, I also wonder if bringing Zay Jones in, if there is a domino effect that we could see. Now, is he wide receiver 3? Maybe wide receiver 4? It's possible because you got CD, you got Cooks, you got Jalen Tolbert. If Tolbert is developed into what we thought, you've got Turpin. So he could be that 4th wide receiver. But we've also heard some rumors that none of us have put a real lot of stock into about Brandon Cooks being shopped around there for a future draft pick or something. Well, if you're shopping Brandon Cooks and you're visiting with Zay Jones, could Zay Jones be all right? Well, if we get rid of Cooks and we sign Jones, we're good.
Well, you're going to save money if you do that.
Yes,
because Brandon Cooks will take his $8 million salary with him. So you'll save a little money that way. Zay Jones is going to come in here and play for nothing, thereabouts, in football terms anyway. The only question I have with Zay Jones, and I'm not opposed to it necessarily, and obviously the Cowboys are interested, or they wouldn't have him in for a visit, is his health. I mean, he's 30 years old, just about, and he has been injury prone here as of late. So that would be the only thing that would concern me a little bit about making a deal like that. If you are going to part ways with a Brandon Cooks and maybe replace him with a Zay Jones. So, but I'm glad the Cowboys are doing something. You know, you bring this guy in, and there's going to be others that either get let go by their current teams or whatever the case may be that the Cowboys can explore. Cowboys aren't the only team, though, that Zay Jones is visiting. He has visited a couple of others, so we'll see what happens. And but I'm glad they're doing something, at least kicking the tires on a player.
Well, and again, a Zay Jones who is visiting, but maybe I'm putting too much into this, and I shouldn't. But the fact that he lives in Dallas, is going to give the Cowboys an upper hand. And anybody that's a free agent in May, there's a reason.
Yeah.
And so the offers aren't going to be dramatically different. I don't see, if $2.5, $3 million in Dallas, somebody else, Tennessee, who doesn't need another wide receiver, they're not going to offer him 6. They're not going to offer him 8 at this point. So I would imagine the offers would all be pretty similar. So then you look at role and comfort of life. And what would his role be in Dallas? Because you look at last year, he only played 9 games for Jacksonville. The year before that, 16. His 2 years in Vegas, he played 16 and 17 games. He put up great numbers in Jacksonville 2 years ago, 823 yards on 82 catches. Last year in 9 games, only 34 catches and 321 yards. But if you can get 15, 16 games out of him, which for the most part, that's what he's been throughout his career, he would be a good 3rd or 4th wide receiver. I'm not looking for him to come in and be wide receiver 2, not necessarily wide receiver 3. Unless Brandon Cooks goes away, because, well, then Jalen Tolbert, you would think if they get rid of Cooks, really has developed in their mind to be that guy. But you also mentioned the money situation, and the billionaire that is Jerry Jones is trying to save every nickel he can. And if you could shed that much salary for Brandon Cooks next year, then that does go in line with the all-in Dallas Cowboys that we have seen. They're all in on making
that. They are all in on that. That's for sure. Look, I don't know if you got rid of Brandon Cooks and you're depending on Jalen Tolbert to be number 2, that would make me nervous as hell. But again, it's the Cowboys' MO. They've had this guy. He'll be going into his 3rd year. And, it's that whole draft and develop. It's your turn. It's your turn to see if it's your turn. So I see it just fits their MO when it comes to their players. They're doing it on the offensive line. They're doing it in other places. And so why not wide receiver?
It's going to be interesting to see what it was. Although this is a move I'd be down with for the Cowboys. If they because he's going to be cheap. And if he can get healthy, and that's the question. If he's healthy, I think that'd be a great addition for a third wide receiver.
We'll see if Jerry pulls the trigger on Zay Jones.
The fact that it's so public and the fact that they released a receiver today
leads you to believe that it's happening?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of, doesn't it?
Sure.
I mean, just today. Why today? Although today might be a day NFL guys get fired. Ben DiNucci got fired today.
He did.
By Denver. I saw the Seahawks released a player that you've never heard of. So I don't know. Is there something in the calendar for the NFL that says today's a day that a lot of guys have to get released?
Is there a DiNucci reunion in Dallas?
Well, maybe with the Arlington Renegades. I mean, that team is winless.
I could see DiNucci playing in that league.
I will say Ben DiNucci played well in spring football. My thoughts of Ben DiNucci, and I like the kid, and his hats are wonderful, although I don't own one. But when he was playing for Seattle in the spring league, when they had a team, whichever league that was, XFL or USF, it must have been XFL. He played well.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben DiNucci is one of those guys that maybe he needs reps. And that's where the spring league might get him back to the NFL as a third receiver. What he did in Seattle with the Sea Dragons is why he was in Denver. What are you laughing at?
Sea Dragons.
Dude, I don't make up
Who
the name.
comes up with these names?
I mean, the guys that run the league.
The Sea Dragons.
Yes. Well, I mean, they've got the Kraken up there for their hockey team.
I like the Kraken.
So Sea Dragon kind of goes in line with that.
The Kraken is a fierce dude, right? Comes up out of the sea and just starts going Godzilla on the town. So I like the Kraken.
You like the Kraken.
Yeah, but
or you like
dragon?
the crack. There's a difference.
Well, both. What the hell's a sea dragon? Is that like a fictional thing?
I don't know. It's like a seahorse, but mean.
It breathes fire. Arr.
I mean, that's a
pirate. Pirates don't breathe fire.
Arr.
Do pirates breathe fire?
Maybe they ride sea dragons.
You need to go watch SpongeBob with the grandkids, son.
Why? Is the Kraken on there?
I don't know.
The sea dragon?
I don't know, but pirates and fire-breathing seahorses.
Well, if it's a dragon, it's going to breathe fire. That's just...
Yeah, but you're making pirate noises. Are pirates sea dragons?
Well, I don't know. Just the first thing that came to mind
was a pirate.
What the hell does a dragon do?
Well, he's underwater. He probably doesn't make a lot of noise.
Dude,
or he sounds like a flamethrower.
There's no such thing as a sea dragon. Well, I'm not so sure about that, Shelton. There might be a Kraken lurking around down in the deep somewhere. We just don't know it yet.
I don't know what's lurking in your Kraken, and I don't really want to know. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you're dealing with a Kraken issue at the house with your plumbing or your AC, you know there's one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are full service. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service structure fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. If you're having problems with your AC, you want to call Quartermoon, and it's still not overly hot yet. Time to get your AC maintenance done to make sure it is ready for when the oven is officially on in July and August. Call Quartermoon, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
San Antonio's Sports Star.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE Kinetico.
Visit KineticoSA.com.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T-level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We are live at the Big Blind, 281 and Redland Road. It is their official grand opening celebration and their grand opening tournament. That 12K tournament will get underway in 54 minutes and 28 seconds.
But you don't have to be here at 6:15. There were some people on our YouTube channel asking what time they need to be here. If you can be here at 6:15, that's great, but you can get in after that.
Yep.
You don't have to be here right at 6:15. So
yeah, the tournament will go.
Yeah, it goes on most of the night. So yeah, if you can't get here at 6:15, you think you're going to miss it. That's not the case. Whatever time you get here, you can get into the tournament.
And the blackjack tournament goes until midnight. You know,
Yes.
so like AJ Hoffman is currently atop the leaderboard. And he'll be sound asleep when the tournament ends, and he'll get a message that he won or didn't.
No, he won't. He's not going to win.
He's not going to win.
He's not. Although he was telling me he had about like in his 15 hands, he had like 6 blackjacks.
Yeah.
Dude, how do you get that lucky?
Yeah. Beginners.
I guess.
He's a new guy in town.
That dude's got a horseshoe up his behind.
Well, he's got something.
Yeah.
That we know. Now, if you want to get lucky and win tickets to see Bricks in the Wall, Sights and Sounds of Pink Floyd coming to the Aztec Theater on June 22nd, be lucky caller number 7 right now. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 7, you're going to win a pair of tickets to go see Bricks in the Wall If you don't win them, you can always buy them at livenation.com.
Good luck.
You know, we were talking with Wade Phillips earlier today, the head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas. If you missed it, you can check it out. The audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com. When we were talking with Coach Wade Phillips, he said, if you want to go, he's got tickets for you for free if you want to be a Brahmas fan in Houston. And so, all right, we'll figure out the details. The offer is for season ticket holders.
Okay.
In San Antonio.
All right.
And the Brahmas will be sending out an email shortly with the details on how you can claim your free tickets from Wade Phillips for the road game that is this Sunday down in Houston. And so if you're a Brahma season ticket holder, that offer is for you. If you're not a season ticket holder, the tickets are available for you to buy at theufl.com or tweet at sonofbum and see if he responds to you. But apparently that is an offer for season ticket holders for the Brahmas here to get the free tickets for the game in Houston.
And look, I think everybody can understand that.
Yep.
And, you know, I like it when organizations do things for people that are loyal to them.
Yep.
Season ticket holders, and they're going to, throw you a bone, so to speak, and get you some free seats up in Houston at Rice Stadium. And it'll be a fun game. And if you listen to that interview, Wade he's passionate. He's fired up. He lives in Houston and does not want to lose to the Roughnecks.
There was, and they fired him.
And they fired him, that too.
And so, yeah, this one is personal. The Arlington game was very personal for a lot of those guys as well, because that's who beat them in the playoffs last year.
Right.
And so, and they're coming off of a game that they didn't play poorly, but they didn't play great. They were off to a slow start. And I think Wade is right. They go for it on 4th and goal from the 1, and they don't make it. And then DC goes on a 99-yard drive. And if you're a defensive guru, a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator like Wade Phillips, you know that's kept him up all week.
Kind of sticks in your craw, so to speak,
It's like a reporter questioning him on live television. After
he did not like that at all, man.
He's still pissed off about that.
That is a lot of fun. Now, I wonder if he's had to face that dude again.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wow.
I'm sure they've had conversations.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wade is he's a character, man, and love the fact that he's a head coach here in San Antonio.
Absolutely. And I just see this again scrolling by. Did you read about this shark in the Guadalupe River?
No, dude, that's scary as hell.
And the picture of it is even scarier. Like, all right, there's a shark, and I'm thinking, okay, how does that work? And was it a little shark, or whatever the case is? Now, in this My SA article, and this is like legit scary, especially if you're going to go tubing Memorial Day weekend on the Guadalupe River.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think this is an add-on with Rockin' R River rides. I mean, this has got to the point where Greg Shelton has gotten up out of his chair to come look at this photo of this shark. It's in My SA. Now, what it doesn't say is where along the Guadalupe River this happened. Although the video on TikTok has gone viral. But last Saturday, May 4th, guy fishing on the Guadalupe River caught this shark. It's got over 500,000 views at this point. And I'm kind of wondering why only 500,000. Now, apparently, the Guadalupe River, which does stretch 230 miles to the Gulf of Mexico, and it doesn't say what part of the river. So I don't know if this was in New Braunfels or in Seguin or whatever. And the other part that I didn't realize, this shark can be freshwater or saltwater, because I know the river feeds into the Gulf, but how far do you come up before, the salt water turns to where it's all fresh water and the shark's no longer going to survive? Apparently, this shark can do both, which should not be allowed.
No,
sharks should not be allowed in fresh water.
Absolutely not. I mean, dude, that's scary.
It's
tubing along.
A bull shark, by the way, and they're identified by their specific markers, including their stocky body, no interdorsal ridge, large triangular sloping dorsal fin, and bluntly rounded snout.
Wait, slow down and say that again.
I'm not going to say that again because if I'm tubing in the Guadalupe River and I see a shark, I'm not going to take the time to figure out what all that is. Looking at it, it's got to be that because it's got a triangular sloping dorsal fin and a bluntly rounded snout. It's just like if I see a snake in the grass, I'm not going to take the time to say, what is that? It's either going to rattle at me or it's not, but either way, it's going to die. Now, I will take my time going to get the shovel and give it plenty of time to escape. But if I come back with the shovel and that snake is still there, that snake's not going to be with us. I don't care if you claim it to be a good snake or not. If it's in my yard, the only good snake is a dead one.
No, I have to agree with that. I don't like snakes. But the fact that, look, you go to the ocean and you go swimming, you just assume, all right, there could be sharks. But when you're swimming or tubing in the Guadalupe River, that's the last thing I'm worried about. Now, maybe I'm worried about a snake swimming through the river.
I'm more worried about a snake than a shark in the Guadalupe, or at least I was until today.
Or they got those alligator gars in there, or whatever the hell they are.
Those are fine.
They're all right?
They just look scary.
All right, well, whatever.
Not good eating.
I'm not expecting a shark in the water in the Guadalupe River.
Well, and quite,
that thing's big.
And quite frankly, that's a pretty big shark.
Now, this dude, he caught it. So that particular shark is dead. Hopefully he's a rogue. He just kind of ventured off and said, hey, Mom, I'm running away from home.
Well, I don't know that he actually caught it. He shared his recent interaction with the shark. Swifting through a local river. Look, I didn't write the article. I'm just reading it at mysa.com.
I got questions.
He encountered a shark in the Guadalupe River. Video shows Jonathan's fishing companion reel in the bull shark. So, yeah, they did catch it.
Okay, they catched it.
But did they release it?
Well, I hope not.
It can be seen cutting through the water, thrashing as it is reeled in. Yeah, so hopefully he has put that on the smoker by now. Shark is good eating, by the way. You ever had shark?
I haven't. I'm not a fish guy.
I know you're not a fish guy. But when we were in the Navy, when I was in the Navy, when I say we, I'm not
right. You and your Navy friends.
We used to take old meat, depending on where you were in the ocean. And it wasn't me. It was the bosun mates. I mean, there were some guys that had been around a while that they used to take old meat on these huge grappling hooks, and put it in the water and catch shark.
Yeah,
and then the cooks would make it.
Nice. Well, you got to do what you got to do.
It was always good, a little chewy, but always good.
Well, that's good. I'll take your word for it.
And and it was always a treat when they were, cause not really fishing because the grappling hooks are like on machines, and so that they're in the water, and then there's a shark. I mean, big shark.
Yeah.
And then they push the button, and then big old sharks coming out, and swaling around, and they would let it dangle there for a while until it had lost all its energy, then bring it onto the deck.
Wow.
And, gut it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Wow. That's lovely. That's awesome.
You talk about fresh fish.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm not a fish guy. So, and I'm not trying shark.
Yeah, you're not a fish guy, yet you eat all kinds of fish.
No,
you've got a long list of fish that you eat for not a fish guy.
I don't like.
I mean, you love Long John Silver.
I love that. Yes, and catfish.
Catfish,
good fish and chips somewhere.
Which catfish, to me, is the worst fish you can eat. To me, it just tastes dirty.
Well,
and again,
it's fried right, it's delicious.
Well, anything fried is going to be fantastic.
Well, that's the only fish I'll eat.
Well, yeah. What you don't want is like at a fancy restaurant, they bring the fish and it's looking at you.
I don't want it looking at me. I don't want anything that I'm about to eat looking at me. Nothing. Just take the head off, please.
So you want a headless fish coming your way?
Headless fish, I'd rather have that because I don't want the fish looking at me.
All right. What if you put some garnish over the eyes?
Dude, that's even creepy. That's even, especially if they take the eyes out. Dude, I don't want that. So that's why it's safe to
the
go
eyes
to
are
Long
probably
John's.
good eating for some people.
Oh, I'm sure it is. You go to Long John Silver's. You don't have to worry about that. It's perfect. You got the little crumbly things.
The little crumbly things.
Sure. And
when was the last time you were actually at a Long John Silver's?
It's been a long time.
Oh, okay.
But I need to go back. Is there one around? Are they still around?
Yeah,
There's one on Walsham.
Walsham or Ritterman. There's one near the radio station.
Well, guess what? I'm going to have to treat the entire station to Long John Silver's next week.
Yeah, fried shrimp is fine.
No. You got to have the fish. If I had to have gizzards, you're going to have Long John Silver fish.
Long John Silver's has gizzards.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they're too classy for that.
They got everything fried over there.
Way too classy for that.
From bad fried food to great smoked food. Friday, the Blitz is going to be live out at Tri-County Meat Market, their Huebner Road location. And they're going to have a big old pit set up in the parking lot. All kinds of meat's going to be on that grill for you guys to sample. And, of course, it's Mother's Day weekend. You want to make sure you're getting great food for Mom this weekend. Maybe you want to do some nice big steaks, some bone-in ribeye, some tomahawks, some beef ribs, maybe some baby backs, brisket this weekend, depending on how many people you're trying to feed. Tri-County Meat Market, locally owned and full service. They have everything you need to up your grilling game, and they got what you need with the quality you expect. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, did the refs impact the Eastern Conference semifinals? The Dallas Cowboys welcome in Zay Jones into the star wide receivers. That tops on their list. We'll talk Cowboys, we'll talk basketball, and we'll hear from you. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer. Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to players who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. And 6-1, visit staples.com/print for details.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6, your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road. They've got their big 12K tournament that gets underway at 6:15, although you could show up at 7:30, 9 o'clock, and still be a part of the tournament. So get on over here to the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road. Tomorrow is Thursday. That means we judge meat.
We do.
If you've done some grilling, make sure you upload those photos to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com for your chance to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. That's on Thursday. Friday, we're going to be live out at Tri-County Meat Market. Mother's Day weekend, they'll be sampling all kinds of food, seasonings, some of the sides from Maggie Mae's. Flight by Yingling will be making sure everything washes down pretty easily. So YouTube, the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button while you're there. And sometimes there's all kinds of conversations that are going on in there that, I don't know, have nothing to do. It's like a whole little club.
It really is. A little community in there.
It's a secret club. A lot of people seem to be talking about the Kansas City Chiefs coming to San Antonio. And I saw a story and from a Kansas City TV station. And I just looked at it and went, well, this is dumb. And didn't even think twice about it. There's no legs to this, at least right now that I could tell. But it does seem like the idea in Kansas City of, Well, we voted no. Where are we going to move? San Antonio. Let's throw San Antonio on the list.
Of course.
And let's see. Can we get a Zoom interview with Henry Cisneros? Wasn't he the mayor down there 1,000 years ago? Yeah. Henry's got nothing else to do. He'll talk to anybody. All right. Let's get. And even Cisneros wasn't like, yeah, you guys called me for what? Yeah. Oh, sure. Well, we'd love an NFL team. Ain't going to happen. Which is why we haven't talked about it, because there's nothing to it.
Well, an NFL team could happen. Now, whether it happens in our lifetime or not remains to be seen, but it's not going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not coming here. If they're throwing out San Antonio, they're throwing it out because they want either
scare tactic
on the Missouri side or the Kansas side, one of them to take care of them, do what they're going to do. Look, they're not going to let the Chiefs get away. I can see them letting the Kansas City Royals go wherever the hell they want. But the Chiefs are not going anywhere. They'll figure that out, and they're certainly not coming to San Antonio. And look, I got news for you. And this is me. It's my opinion and my belief that there's no way just the city of San Antonio supports an NFL football team.
No.
It would have to be a partnership with the city of Austin.
And depending on where the stadium will go. Now, I know that Ron Nuremberg has said on this show on more than one occasion, he sees San Antonio's future with the National Football League team.
Sure.
He does.
Uh-huh.
And I know a lot of people listening right now are screaming at the radio that Jerry would never let that happen.
That's nice.
It's not Jerry. I can promise you. The Houston Texans ownership group does not want San Antonio to get an NFL team. You know, when there was the flirtations with the Raiders, it was the Texans that were the biggest obstacle. And at the time, Bob McNair was the chairman of the finance committee, which is one of the more powerful positions committee-wise in the NFL. The Houston Texans, and that could change with C.J. Stroud, and it might be changing with C.J. Stroud, but the Houston Texans barely own Harris County right now. They're not going to give up what little they have built outside of the Houston region. You know, there used to be a time that the Houston Texans would come to San Antonio and Austin, and they would go to the Valley and do these caravans to try to build fan support. And they stopped doing them because it wasn't working. And I know that from talking to people that work in the front office there. We used to do all kinds of stuff with Texans players, and I wish they would do that again. But they strategically said, we've got to focus on our backyard before we grow out, because they didn't just pop up and say we're an NFL team and immediately have popularity throughout the state of Texas.
Well, the Oilers in their heyday, when they were good, couldn't get a foothold in San Antonio. So if the McNair family is preventing anything or putting up a roadblock, I'm not sure why they're doing that, because coming into San Antonio, that is clearly a cowboy city by far. There's no question about that. To me, that may be part of it. The other big hurdle is the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
They don't want an NFL team here unless they are a part of it. When Mo came here with the Raiders, the owner of the Raiders, it was not going to happen. And that was a big road unless the Spurs were involved somehow, some way. And you out there listening can believe it or not, but it is absolutely true. There's just not enough corporate money to go around. And look, the Spurs, and rightly so, would be afraid that maybe the HEBs and Valeros of the world would send their money to the NFL instead of the NBA. Or and it's a possibility.
Trim what they're spending with the Spurs to spend with the NFL. Now, with a lot of the ownership group that the Spurs have added in recent years, that does give them leverage to have the finances to buy in and be a part of whatever NFL team came here. But back to the Texans' objections. Now, this goes back, and I know the TV rules have since changed, but every team that has flirted with San Antonio has been an AFC team. And going back to the old TV rules that the AFC was on at CBS, the Cowboys would always be on Fox, and whatever AFC team ended up in San Antonio would end up being on in San Antonio, Austin, and the Valley, the way the restrictions are for territorial, and the Texans would lose. I know that has changed to a degree, but if Cowboys and the CBS game had the choice between San Antonio or Houston, and there's a San Antonio team, Houston would lose.
They would lose.
Houston would lose a lot more than Jerry Jones. Jerry knows that his grandchildren right now would be the ones that would be worried about losing South Texas fan base to a San Antonio team. Because, guys my age, I'm going to support a San Antonio team, but I'm a Cowboy fan. My kid, Cowboy fan, would support a San Antonio team. Her kids, yeah, maybe, depending on how they grow up.
Yeah, that's a valid point. But just goes to show you, and I don't care C.J. Stroud or not, if the Cowboys are playing on CBS in the same window as the Texans, guess who the CBS affiliate is going to show? The Dallas Cowboys game.
And Benny Bencetta will get a lot of phone calls.
He'll get one.
7 of them.
From James Pledger.
And Greg Shelton.
Yes, maybe.
And that's just and hopefully the schedule makers, and I think they've done a pretty good job with that, of trying to keep the Cowboys and Texans in different time windows. Cowboys don't get a lot of noon games. Texans historically are always at noon.
Right.
Although I do think this year the Texans will have a lot of primetime games. They'll have a lot of 3 o'clock window games. And it's going to suck for you Texans fans that if the Cowboys are playing at 3 against whoever, and say the Texans are playing at 3, even if it's, say, Kansas City, although I think that might end up being the Sunday night opener.
Could be.
But even if the Texans have a great game at 3 o'clock and they're both playing at 3, whether it be on Kansas or it be on Fox, they're going to go with the Cowboys.
Well, there's no doubt. Look, just look around every national show. There is always Cowboy talk, always. Now, look, C.J. Stroud has made a big difference, and people are curious, and they like him, and they like what the Texans are doing. There's going to be more interest in the Houston Texans. There's no question about that. But the Cowboys are entrenched in not only San Antonio, not only Texas, but in the entire country.
Yep.
Because the drama that they provide is just fascinating. It always has been, and at least for the foreseeable future, it will be. So Texans have a long way to go, but they're certainly making strides. There's no question about it.
And the other part of it, too, and again, this Kansas City story, the Chiefs moving to San Antonio, I gave it zero thought after I read it other than, well, that's BS. But a lot of you are on the chat are talking about it. So the other part of it, too, you look at spring football and can San Antonio support a team? And whether you believe this or not, there is a lot of truth to this. I heard this when I was working with the Alliance and what we were doing with the Commanders, and the stands were full. Everybody in the upper management with NFL ties in that league talked about how great that was when the NFL was looking. You look at 12,000 people at a Brahmas game, it's not a good look. You look at what St. Louis is doing, what the Battlehawks putting 30,000. St. Louis is going to get another NFL team, and what they're doing with Spring League support is going to be one of the factors in there.
Yes, that's going to absolutely be a factor in there. St. Louis, they supported the Rams. The Rams had an opportunity to get back to Los Angeles where they started, and I think, that was a big draw and obviously a bigger television market for sure than St. Louis, so it was a no-brainer for them to do that. But I think St. Louis gets a team. When there is, and there will be, expansion of the NFL. It's just too big and too powerful not to be. So I would love to see an NFL team here. I remember, and a lot of you listening, and I know you remember when the Saints played 3 games here. It was so much fun to cover that football team for the 3 games, and we were close, very close. In fact, I contend it was a done deal. And then Hurricane Katrina happened, and the PR hit that the Saints would have taken, the NFL would have taken, would have been outrageous.
Well,
and that's why it didn't happen.
Putting it in order, the hurricane happened, which is why we had
Well,
him.
of course,
but
yes.
The idea of Benson, who I think really wanted
his
to
daughter
make
did,
San
for sure.
Antonio home.
Yeah.
What had happened in New Orleans, the league did not want to just add more misery. Let's fix the Superdome and let them keep were that close. And hell, Red McCombs on this show many years ago said that, if we had a different mayor at the time, and he's referring to Ed Garza and his fascination with Major League Soccer, which we still don't have for a variety of reasons. He maintains if we had a different mayor, the Chargers would already be in San Antonio. That is something that Red McCombs said on this show many years ago. And I think Red, before he passed, truly thought San Antonio would have an NFL team in his lifetime.
He was always talking about the NFL and San Antonio, and really was he pushed for that. I mean, he really did, and especially when he was the owner of the Minnesota Vikings. So,
and if he could have gotten out of that lease,
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
And again, what sucks is we're here talking about getting somebody else's NFL team, yet at the same time, the idea of the Spurs playing 2 regular season games in Austin pisses us off. And the threat that, well, if we don't build that new Wemby Center, where will the Spurs go? And it's so funny how we are so protective of ours and the thought of our team leaving. Yeah, boy, NFL team, yeah, that city doesn't deserve it. Bring them here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Their voters turned them down, man. Give us the Chiefs. Give us that. It's so funny and hypocritical in a lot of ways that the idea of us losing a team, boy, that can't happen. But, yeah, give us that team. Give us that team. Give us that team.
Well, I tell you what.
And blame Jerry Jones because we're not.
Right. Everybody's going to blame Jerry. That's what everybody thinks. It's not Jerry. I would just tell you, we can talk about that minutes till we're blue in the face, and people are going to go, yeah, it is. That Jerry Jones, that guy's it's not going to let that happen.
Always his fault.
It's always his fault. The city that scares me when it comes to Spurs is Las Vegas.
Yep.
Not Austin. Austin doesn't scare me. Las Vegas does. They've already taken 2 of our teams. And, the only professional sport that's not there now is basketball.
Yeah.
And so they will get a team, whether it's an expansion team or somebody moves there. So Austin doesn't scare me. Las Vegas does.
And again, support your local teams. Buy tickets, go to a game, check them out. San Antonio Mission, same way. In fact, we've got some San Antonio Missions tickets to give away right now for their Tuesday game against the Corpus Christi Hooks, a family 4-pack of tickets to see the Missions at Wolf Stadium when they get back to town Tuesday, opening up that series with the hated Corpus Christi Hooks. It's also AARP $2 Tuesday presented by San Antonio Sports Star. $2 tickets, $2 domestic beer, sausage wraps, cheese pizza, sweet tea. You want a a family 4-pack of tickets to go see the Missions. Be caller number 9 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Only one NBA playoff game tonight. Knicks Pacers. I think the Knicks win it again tonight. Jalen Brunson, he's just been on fire.
They had to bail him out the other night. The Pacers came in and put up a good fight, but Brunson was a little too much for him. I just don't know about the Knicks, Minix, to be honest with you. I don't. And so I'm going to sit here and say, I believe the Pacers could win that game. Will they? We'll see. But I don't trust the Knicks at all.
It hopefully is a better or at least more entertaining game than the 2 that we had last night. It is almost 6. We're here at the Big Blind. Joe's going to go join the poker tournament at 6:45, that 12K tournament. He'll be back at the bar by 6:50.
Well, at 6:15, maybe 6:30, I'll be back at the bar.
No, you'll buy in.
Yeah.
You'll rebuy.
You think so?
You'll rebuy. It's only $60. I'm going to go play some blackjack. Extra innings with a pledge next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let me ask you a question. Have you made plans for Mother's Day? You want to take mom out to a nice brunch, a nice lunch, whatever